offer forgiveness, and embrace the love that came to us that holy night. From the entire team at Edwards, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Southland Casino Hotel presents a Harlem Gatsby New Year's Eve. Velvet and Vice meets Flappers, Feathers, Fortune, and live entertainment all night long. Wednesday, December 31st from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. 25 winners will share $16,000 free play or cruise into 2026 in a BMW X3. Then, January 1st through 3rd, the $1 Million New Year roars. 75 hourly winners share $75,000 free play. And at 10 p.m., 15 winners will be selected to receive free play for a year. Only at Southland.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help, quitting, call 800-522-4700.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift that matters most. Good health. Arkansas Urology is here to help make men take charge of their health all year long because early detection saves lives. Before you wrap the gifts or gather around the table, schedule your annual checkup or screening with Arkansas Urology. Take care of yourself for the people who care about you. Arkansas Urology. Call 501-219-8900 or visit arkansasurology.com to schedule your appointment today.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, here we go. What's up? Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, Out of Bounds is ready to go. We'll be with you for the next 3 hours. Hope you're having a great day. Hope your day is as good as Phillip Rivers. How about that? 44-year-old back in the NFL. The only bad thing is Clock. Is he a Hall of Famer? Is he?
He's borderline. I would say yes, but there would be plenty of people that would say no.
So they said his clock restarts after signing with the Indianapolis Colts. He'll have to wait another 5 years now.
Nah, not another 5 years. I think it pushes it back a year. Well, I don't know.
It's 5 years after you quit playing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, it is. It's 5 years. They talked to the Hall of Fame last night. I saw the tweet and said if he signs, comes back in the NFL, his clock resets and he'll have to wait another 5 years.
He's fine with it, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's – like I say, he's not a guaranteed Hall of Famer, and if you are, what's another 5 years, right?
Well,
he is getting to that age. He probably needs to get in before he moves on.
Yeah, but that's just like when there was talk about Tom Brady returning to the field.
Yeah.
Those guys, if they want to play, they just want to play. They're not worried about the other part of it.
I think it gives me a little hope. You know, my goal was always to be a punter in the NFL. If this dude's doing it at 44 at quarterback, certainly I can do it.
But he's done it.
He's done
in the past. That's the difference.
He's already got his foot in the door.
Yeah.
So okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks for talking me out of it.
Oh no. You know what? They do tryouts every week for NFL teams.
Mm-hmm.
You want to try out as a punter? Have at it.
I got a good agent, Chris Turnage.
There you go. That's a great start.
Great start right there. I think it's a cool story. If nothing else, just to watch. We saw, who was it? That's Jordan Schultz tweeted out that there is a legitimate chance that he starts this week for the Indianapolis Colts against Seattle because they're in such a dire situation at quarterback. And if he can come in, and they said in his workout, according to Schultz, that the arm strength was not a problem. The accuracy in the tryout was not a problem, was not an issue whatsoever. So it's just getting back in there and how he practices on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If all goes well, he could be starting just days after signing as a 44-year-old back in the NFL.
Well, he'll play like he's always played, and mobility was never a part of his game. So he doesn't lose anything. He never lost anything with age and taken away from his game. Like you see these mobile quarterbacks, they don't move as well when they get older. Never been a part of his game.
What a tough way to start, though. Against Seattle, that defense on the road, that crowd.
Veteran quarterback that's seen a lot.
That's true. probably he would give them a better chance of winning at the age of 44 in the first couple of days of returning than some back third string, fourth string quarterback that they would have to bring in.
Or a guy like Riley Leonard, who is a rookie, who hasn't seen a lot NFL-wise.
That's a good question. Who would you rather have start against Seattle? Riley Leonard, rookie quarterback, making his first career start. Yeah, because he came in off the bench. Or a 44-year-old coming out of retirement, hasn't played in 5 years. Who would you rather have?
At this point, it would be Phillip Rivers. Now, Riley Leonard is more mobile. He's a mobile quarterback, but that is the strength of his game. He doesn't throw the ball a lot. Even going back to college, he didn't throw it a lot. And that's not saying that he can't be an effective passer and fit into the offense or they scheme it up a certain way that plays to his strengths. But him being a rookie and still learning the NFL game, his strength is definitely running, and his passing ability they would have to kind of work around. Phillip Rivers, he's going to throw it.
What's the Colts' offensive line? How have they been?
They're good. They're really good. That's why their running game has been so good.
Then I go with Phillip Rivers. If they can protect him and he can throw the ball a little bit, I would go with the experienced veteran quarterback, run the ball, little play action pass, and just be smart with it. Don't go out. You don't have to win the game for us. Just don't lose the game for us.
Now, in recent weeks, because of Daniel Jones and not being able to move, they have been able to key on that run game. Defenses that they've been facing have been able to key on that run game a little bit more, and they've been stacking the box and taking that away. And so with Daniel Jones dealing with that injury, he wasn't a part of the run game or wasn't a threat in the run game, which Riley Leonard, he still would be in this case. Phillip Rivers, not, but he knows the game in and out, and they can cater the offense around maybe some quick pass game, some shorter passes, and then that opens up the run for you.
Phillip Rivers, I was just pulling up his career stats. 63,000 yards passing. Came into the league. First year was 2004 with San Diego. Played in a couple of games. A couple games in 05. Then took over as a starter in 06. Was a starter from 06 all the way till 2020. 63,000 career yards passing. 421 touchdowns. 209 interceptions, so a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
You know who's probably in a bad spot with this is Ben Roethlisberger, because he was 5th on the list of all-time passing leaders. He just got passed by Aaron Rodgers. Now Phillip Rivers is about 600 yards behind him, so he's going to pass him if he plays in enough games probably.
3 games, 200 yards, that's 600.
Yeah.
He's got a chance to move on up. So right now, Phillip Rivers is number 7 in the career all-time passing list. 7?
Yeah, he's 7. Matt Stafford is right behind him, so he's going to get passed at some point too.
That's a good debate if he's a Hall of Famer or not. Somebody's already chimed in on. It was Jeff. Just said, just bring. Oh, Brees. Jeff says they should bring in Drew Brees to start for the Saints.
Okay, so when Jordan Schultz was talking about with Phillip Rivers, arm strength isn't an issue. Drew Brees, at the end of his career, that was an issue.
Yeah, it was. No, this guy from the 256 says Rivers should not be in the Hall of Fame. Just feels like he never won the big games. Big Ben should get in before him.
I mean, it's not a question of who should get in before. It's if he is or isn't.
Well, Big Ben will get in now before Phillip Rivers. That's not a question. Shouldn't be. Got to think Roethlisberger gets in the next couple of years.
Yeah,
and Rivers could be a while now. But with those kind of numbers,
he's there.
Yeah, I do too. I think he is a Hall of Fame quarterback. We did have an NFL game last night. And it was a good NFL game. Defense dominated. Offense was okay at times for both of those teams. Something's up with Jalen Hurts. I just don't know. And y'all know I'm not – even when he was the Super Bowl MVP, I wasn't a huge fan of Jalen Hurts. I don't know if you put the game on his shoulders if he can win the game by throwing the ball. And last night, there were a couple of times where you're just like, what is he doing? What is going on? What's happened to this Philadelphia Eagles offense? An offense that's got a great running back, a very good tight end, 2 great receivers, and they're struggling to move the ball. And sometimes, Joe, it's even getting first downs. The 3 and outs and just unable to move the ball at all. Now, Chargers have a good defense.
That's where you give credit to.
And I do. I give them some credit. But we all know, watching that game last night, there were open guys that Jalen Hurts missed, not throwing it, just missed seeing them. And a couple times it was A.J. Brown across the middle of the field, wide open, right in front of him. And why you don't just dump it off to A.J. Brown and pick up 6 yards on the pass, and then who knows what A.J. Brown does with it. And we saw it one time on a little out route, what was it, like an 8-yard pass, breaks a tackle and picks up 15 more. I mean, the guy is, when he catches it, is such a threat to do much more with the ball. And then just missing guys with the throw once he makes the throw, being way off.
Wouldn't put one game on Hurts to say that.
Joe, this is 3 in a row, though.
What do you think of Justin Herbert? Do you think he's that guy that you can put the game on his shoulders?
I'm not. I've never been sold on Herbert either.
Okay.
I think he's overvalued by a lot of people. I mean, I think they're both good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They're not great.
Well,
they're not the upper echelon.
You only have a handful of great quarterbacks altogether.
You remember there was talk of Jalen Hurts as being the best quarterback in the league not too long ago. And there's no doubt that talk's not going on anymore.
Well, so the point of it is, though, that the best quarterbacks, they're going to have off games and even 4 interception games. And Justin Herbert has had one of those games in playoffs.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it just, at this time of the year, December football, everything ramps up. When you get into playoff mode, when you're positioning for playoff mode, everything ramps up. And we've seen Jalen Hurts play well in those situations and win a championship. But also, I mean, every quarterback is going to have struggles at times.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely going through it right now. The Eagles have given the Cowboys fans hope. Once again,
all they have to win is one game, though. And one game could have sealed it for them last night.
Well, they're 2 back. Cowboys are 2 back. They got to run the table, and they need the Eagles to lose 2.
Yeah.
And they got Buffalo, which is going to be a difficult game on the road in Buffalo. But their other 3 games are against the Raiders and 2 against the Commanders. And I told Christian, I just need one. I just need one. Just somehow find a way for the Commanders to beat the Eagles. Look, they lost to the Giants earlier this year, so the Commanders could slip up and win a game. But typical NFL, I see it, and that's what's going to happen. It's going to come down to that last game, Week 17, Cowboys on the road. If they can win, they got a chance.
Wait, Cowboys on the road against
the Giants.
Yeah, well, who said that that's a guaranteed win?
Well, no, that's what typical NFL is what I'm saying. It's going to come down to Week 17 with a shot, and they love it. To the drama last weekend, ratings, do or die, who's in, who's out. I can see it happening. But the Eagles with the loss, you still got that glimmer of hope, that chance. That's better than not having a shot whatsoever. Will is in Little Rock. What's up, Will?
What's up? Hey, Joe, what about our game the other day, man? That was on hit, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, Ravens Steelers. It's always a classic game when they get together.
It was. I mean, you just got through talking about how, great quarterbacks are still going to make mistakes, and we got to see 2 of the best, if not the best, in the league going at it, in a great game.
Wait, what game are you talking about?
And
2 of the best? Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Lamar Jackson, and I'm talking about the Hall of Famer, Aaron Rodgers.
He's not one of the best right now. Not even close. Aaron Rodgers is not close to being one of the NFL's greatest right now.
I said he's a Hall of Famer.
No, you said 2 of the greats. He's not a great anymore.
I tell you what, he can win the Super Bowl for the Steelers this year. How's that?
I would go put your money on Bet Saracen and make a ton of money if you truly believe that.
Oh, he will.
Okay.
He said he's already done it.
I will do that.
All right.
I will do it.
And
exactly. And also,
if they get there, I'll be rooting for you.
Cowboys.
I will
We'll be
root
putting
for
on
you,
the
Will.
Cowboys, that's for sure.
If you get in the Super Bowl, I don't care who they're playing. I'll be rooting for you.
Well, no,
You put
don't
Aaron
say that
Rodgers
because
on
they
the
could be
Steelers
playing.
and they-
What if they're playing Cowboys?
They're not going to be playing the Cowboys, and they're not going to be in the Super Bowl.
Okay, here's the deal.
Okay.
When you put Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers, they were a problem in the AFC North for sure, and a problem for the AFC in general. They could easily win, get on a roll, and win a Super Bowl. And for you to think not, Wes?
Yeah, there's no way. This is an average team that cannot, and Joe has said it a million times, they're not consistent. So what makes you think the final 4 weeks plus the playoffs, they're finally going to become a consistent team and go on a winning streak? They have not shown that
The whole
through
AFC's wide open.
10
The whole
games.
AFC's wide
No,
open,
not 10.
man.
How many games?
The Texans,
12.
there's a bunch of teams that could win it.
13 for some.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we saw great quarterbacks making, missing throws and things of that nature the other day. And on the Chargers quarterback, man, he's still kind of green behind the ears. But Harbaugh wouldn't have picked him, wouldn't have gone to that team if he didn't have talent. Just he's very inconsistent. I agree with you guys.
That was gutsy performance last night.
Guard?
Dude, with a broken hand, you could see him, trying to protect that hand, but it's still going to get hit, and the pain that he was in, and then still taking off and running with the ball in key moments. Dude, just had surgery earlier this week. I mean, that's pretty cool. That was a
I
big
got
time
one more quick
performance.
question before we go to college. Did you watch the Ravens? And did you watch the Ravens in the Steelers game?
Yes.
No. Yo, you watched it? You did watch it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, I had it on split screen. I was watching them both. Then I flipped over to the snow game, and then I flipped back and watched the end of it.
You did see a couple Hall of Fame passes just drop right in over number 3, our best cover corner for the Ravens.
He's still capable of making some throws, but once again, it's just I
capable
don't
of
think
winning the
he's
Super Bowl.
No, okay.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm gonna have to think about this one for a little bit because we're gonna have to put a wager on this.
Okay, I'm always up for a good wager.
Absolutely. And then also, did we figure out somebody who's better than Boogie Fland?
About 20, honestly. You need to call Christian and call the zone. Christian produced a list of 20, and it didn't include the Michigan State point guard. I was like, well, what about that dude? He's like, oh, yeah, I forgot about him. He's on the list for sure. Christian said he's not even the best point guard in the SEC. He's not even. He may not even make third or fourth string all SEC because there's so many better point guards in the SEC better than him. I mean, there have been 2 games where it's come down to the stretch, down the wire, and he's had a turnover both times, and it ended up to losses.
Long season, man.
I wasn't trading for Darius Acuff. I'll tell you that right now.
Ooh. Interesting. Hey, what's your take, Joe? I mean, you think there's 20 more better than
Hey, Will,
Already
I'm
know
going to be
him.
honest, man. I don't watch enough college basketball to really have a strong opinion on it.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen a whole bunch either, but I know one thing. Let's go look at the money, and the money will tell you that he's definitely better than. That's for sure. That's a given. So I'm gonna have to give Christian.
All right, here we go. I just pulled up his old text, Will. Appreciate the call. You can listen to me while I'm talking about this. You're breaking up. Here's what Christian texted me. Who's better than Boogie Fland at Florida? Braden Smith, Purdue. No-brainer. I know Braden Smith. I've watched him several times. Christian Anderson, Texas Tech. Solo Ball, UConn. Donovan Dent, UCLA. P.J. Haggerty, Kansas State. Bennett Sturts at Iowa. LeBron Philon at Bama.
Wait, his name's LeBron?
LeBron Philon.
Wow.
LeBaron. I'm sorry.
Oh, I
LeBaron.
was about to say, there's another LeBron.
LeBaron Philon. No doubt about it. I've watched Philon enough. Acuff at Arkansas. Mikael Brown Jr. We just watched at Louisville. That dude's a stud. That guy's a player. I want to know, was Cal on that guy?
Oh, he's always on the top recruits.
Man, he was fun to watch. Josh Hubbard at Mississippi State. Lipsy at Iowa State. Robert Wright at BYU. Tyler Tanner, Vanderbilt. Boopy Miller. Is that a misspell? Boopy? Boopy Miller at SMU. Anthony Robinson at Missouri. John Mobley at Ohio State. Yes. Kylan Boswell, Illinois. Jaden Bradley at Arizona. Rodney Rice at USC. And then Jeremy Fears, Michigan State. There's your list. A whole list from the Wizard. All right, that was a good way to get things started.
Will take Boogie Flan over all those guys.
You can have him over all those guys. When we come back, we got to talk some Razorback football. Got Shaq McRoy in the portal. The big 6'8", 360-pound offensive tackle from Oregon. Maybe his biggest contribution was scoring a touchdown this year in the goal line package for Arkansas against Notre Dame. The only highlight against
games.
Notre Dame. He's in the portal. We'll get the very latest from Kyle. Talk a little high school football with him, too. 2 more state championship games to go, 3A and 4A, Saturday at noon and 6:30. Thomas Thrash joins us at 2:30 today to talk about those games and a look back at last weekend. And then we got Coach Z at 2:10. Arkansas, Texas Tech, Saturday in Dallas, 11 a.m., ESPN2. Stick around. We're just getting started. Glad you're with us. It's Out of Bounds.
Genesis of Conway presents Craig O'Neill each week when he joins Roger, Baz, and Justin on Morning Mayhem. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
This is SportsCenter.
Last night on Monday Night Football, the Chargers beat the Eagles 22-19, clinching the game with an interception off Jalen Hurts, his 4th of the night. It was the first time in his career he has thrown 4 interceptions. He actually made NFL history last night as he became the first player to have 2 turnovers in one play as he threw an interception, recovered the fumble, but fumbled it back to the other team. It's the Eagles' 3rd loss in a row. They're now 8-5 on the season. The Chargers improved to 9-4. They have a matchup with the struggling Chiefs looming. The next NFL game will be Thursday as the Buccaneers host the Falcons. And other NFL news following Colts quarterback Daniel Jones' season-ending Achilles injury, Indianapolis is looking into signing former NFL quarterback Phillip Rivers. The 44-year-old has not played in the NFL since 2020, which was with the Colts. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Short Grass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours for just a little too cheap or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
Hi, I'm Nathan Schulman with Schulman Theaters, and I'm excited to invite you to the grand opening of our newest location, Film Alley Breckenridge. Now open, and we've built something special for you and your family. A place where you can watch the latest movies, bowl with friends, let the kids loose in the arcade, and enjoy great food and cocktails, all under one roof. It's more than just a theater, it's a place to make memories. Find out more by visiting us at breckenridge.filmalley.net. From our family to yours, welcome to Film Alley Breckenridge.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Evo Special Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Get a good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
See Shelter Agent Steven Reiser, Seth Boyd, or Todd Martin in Jacksonville today.
Attention Arkansas homeowners, if you've put off updating your bathroom all year, then now's the time to call Bath Makeover of Arkansas. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is a local company installing American-made products, including bathtubs, walk-in showers, and walk-in bathtubs. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is also proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Don't go into a new year with that old, outdated bathtub. Bath Makeover can install a beautiful, easy-access walk-in shower in as little as 1 day. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH during our year-end blowout sale. Receive half off labor on a new bath or shower 18 months, no interest, no payments. Senior and military discounts. Receive a bid with purchase and call Bath Makeover of Arkansas at 1-800-NEW-BATH now for a free $25 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
Morning Mayhem wants to know, is it fact or is it crap? Listen each week for your chance to play, presented by Arkansas Municipal Equipment and 270 Grill in Poen. Arkansas Municipal Equipment. Check them out at ametrucks.com.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Every time you come around, you know I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control. I can feel the paradise before my world implodes. And tonight had something wonderful. My bad habits lead to late nights, sitting alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space, and I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true.
All right, back. Sorry for the delay. Little housekeeping items. Always have great conversations during the break. Thank you, Will. Sparked a lot of good talk and laughter after your call. Let's bring in Kyle Sutherland, hogbeat.com. What's up, Kyle? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Doing great. Portal watching. It's that time of year, or the that.
Yeah, we know it's coming. I'm not sure if it'll be a mass exodus, but we know there's going to be guys leaving. And I guess the first significant name, well, the first big name, and I say that big because he is big, Shaq McRoy. I don't know. I was a little surprised. I thought, with some of the departures on the offensive line, he might have a chance to be a starter at right tackle next year.
Yeah, that one, I'm kind of with you. I'm like a little bit in the middle on it. I would say, Wes, that right now pretty much nothing shocks me, and I think that's probably how everybody is, mainly because of the landscape, but also the coaching change. So, yeah, that was one that I would say probably moved the meter a little bit more towards I didn't see coming as much, but not completely shocked.
Well, you never know what kind of offer he's got, or who's in his ear about the possibility of playing time and money somewhere else. So, yeah, you cannot be surprised with anybody leaving or coming. Any other names out there to keep an eye on as far as it comes to the portal and leaving?
As far as outgoing Razorbacks or incoming?
Outgoing.
Man, outgoing, I haven't – right now everything's been kind of pretty quiet on that from just the people that I've talked to. I mean, really other than maybe some of the ones that transfers and didn't play as much, I would say that's probably the first one to watch. Look, I mean, but what it is, Braylon Russell's a name that you got to keep up with, especially with how things went last year. Braylon previously decommitted. He came back on. So will that kind of stuff continue, or will it continue to be a Razorback? That's one that I think that you point at as well. So that's kind of one of the first names that came to mind. But really, other than that, I think you probably just look at some of the ones that didn't get much playing time.
It's a filling out season, though. The players are looking at the options that fit them best out there. And it comes off this initial meeting with the new coach and Ryan Silverfield and his staff that he's going to bring in. And now you have a decision on both sides where the players are deciding their future and if staying is what's best for them or moving on. And also this coaching staff. They're going to want to bring some players in. And so that, they have to come to some kind of agreement on both sides of it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Joe. And I think that, a lot of times there is, like, I'm not necessarily saying within Arkansas, I'm just saying the entire picture. I mean, there's bidding wars and those things that go on. So Sometimes it's about the dollar amount. Sometimes it's about maybe the best position as far as like a kid may feel that they get developed at that particular place and they want to stay around for an extra year. Then you're also looking at now, I mean, are you going to make more money from NIL than you are the NFL draft? I was told through a source that when it comes to Quincy Rhodes' situation, a very reliable source close to him, that it was really more so about going back to the Razorbacks or possibly hitting the portal this year. I'm not going to say the NFL wasn't an option, but it was more so leaning towards if he wasn't coming to the Razorbacks, he was going to hit the transfer portal. So you've got situations like that where you're really, in some cases, you're better staying off in college than you are going to the NFL right now. So I think that you see a lot of those cases as well.
Well, with Quincy's future, though, it sounds like he had his mind made up on staying in college, and maybe it could be a situation where he's thinking that you stay in college and then now your stock starts to rise because you're more on the radar, you're making more plays as a college player, and that's only going to make your future better, NFL-wise.
No doubt. And I think Joe as well. I think that Quincy's got he's a smart dude, but I think he's gotten some good advice. He's got some great people in his corner. Kind of told him, look, man, you're getting obviously that there's some mock drafts out there that have you going within the first 75 pick. I think the earliest pick I've seen that is 20. And look, mock drafts are mock drafts, but still getting that attention. I think the highest I saw him as at number 21 for the Cowboys. That was about a month ago or so. But also at the same time, he understands that he has things that he needs to work on. And I think that he made, personally, I mean, obviously it's on him what he does, but I think that he made a great decision coming back to college. And I said this to my subscribers on the Hogbeat message board. I mean, I think that if he stays healthy and continues to put his nose to the grind as he has, he has a strong chance of winning an award next year.
Yeah, and he still has room to grow. And we've seen the growth of him physically and with the maturity that he's just going to be even should be stronger, bigger, faster, and then the experience, too, of playing in the SEC against some of the best left tackles or right tackles, wherever he's lined up, is just going to pay off in the long run. So I'm very happy and excited for Quincy and what the next year could look like for him. How close are you keeping an eye on the guys getting into the portal at Memphis and possibly defensive guys in the portal at Florida?
One of the coaches that now no coach has been officially, reported by the university, but the reported coaches that we have heard have gotten hired. I've been trying to keep up with all of the Florida State guys, all of the obviously the Memphis guys, as you said. The other one, Ron Roberts, over with Florida. So as you mentioned, all those, that's the ones that I'm first and foremost following. And then basically as each one comes in, each one gets reported, that's kind of the first thing I do is just search them and see who offered them out of high school and things like that. So that's the first thing that I look at and kind of narrow it from there.
We got Kyle Sutherland with us with Hogbeat. Joe, will you call him back on maybe the regular line? That I'm having a hard time hearing Kyle and want to get some more recruiting from him. And we can even talk some high school football with him. With Ron Roberts coming from Florida, the defensive coordinator. I think that's a good place to watch in case there are any defensive guys from Florida that like playing in his system, that like playing for him, that might follow him to Arkansas. And then, of course, Memphis has some guys that offensive guys that may want to follow him around. Let's bring Kyle back in, see if this is better. Kyle, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am.
Oh, that is 100% better. As far as that Memphis roster, is there anyone that you see over there that you would love to maybe see them enter the portal and come to Arkansas that could play in the SEC?
Admittedly, I'm not. This is about the time that I start getting nailed down with names. I don't know. I can't remember the young man's name, that the backup quarterback that drug Jeff Ward to basically seal the game. That's one that I first think of first and foremost. We actually, Riley McFerrin, who does an incredible job for us, he put up, one of our staff writers, he actually put up a story on Hogbeat, I think about maybe 4 or 5 days ago, of some guys to watch. But that's pretty much the first one that I thought of right off the bat. They've got I know that Larry Smith has had and I apologize for that. I should have done more research on this and actually gotten names. But Larry Smith, I know in his 3 years as wide receiver coach, he's had at least one player gets selected all conference. So, he comes really highly regarded, obviously, with the co-OC there with Tim Cramsey, who's the reported OC at Arkansas now. So I think really, if you look at that offense, what are they, like top 15 or top 20, something like that in the country right now? You look at some of the top playmakers there, and then I really like what we saw from that backup quarterback. I know he didn't get a ton of playing time, but you saw what Silverfield talked about, how he still wants to run the football, kind of how he's done it in recent times, over the past decade since he's been at Memphis. So that's one that you look at first and foremost to me.
Yeah, you want to look at their skill position players because they're always good with running backs and receivers, and just depending on what happens here with the current players at Arkansas, though, that would be an area to look. Some of these players, receivers, running backs, get in the portal for Arkansas, then you would want to look at some of those Memphis skill position players because they're always good.
Yes, that's exactly. That's that, Joe, and the fact that Arkansas is losing so many. Like I said, we're not sure, what Braylon Russell's status is, but I think I know Mike Washington is obviously graduating. I think Rodney Hill is, I don't know, that's the thing too. You're not sure if Rodney Hill will be back, who also has previous experience with David Johnson at Florida State. So, and then at receiver, Mega Blake. So you'll have, it's looking like, I don't think I've seen an official statement, but C.J. Brown, you probably expect to be back. Dalen Brown has announced that he is all in. You're losing a lot of tight ends, so you're exactly right. You've got to find some skill players.
That Sutton Smith, the running back at Memphis, he had a big game against Arkansas.
Sutton Smith is a big one, yep.
Yeah. Not a big back, but you know what? He could be that change of pace.
Right, a big name. A big name is what I was referring to. A name to definitely watch.
Florida. What did you hear about Roberts at Florida?
So I haven't, as far as what other coaches have said about him. I don't know where this video is or anything like that, but I had one of my buddies tell me that Kirby Smart was talking about him in an interview and how he's kind of taken some things that he learned from Nick Saban and Ron Roberts. So that's obviously very high praise. But I think you look just across what he's done. He's got head coaching experience. He's got SEC experience. That year that Baylor, when they beat, was at Oklahoma State in 2021 for the Big 12 championship, I know they were one of the top defenses in the country. I think they were second in scoring defense, if I remember right, in the country, or at least in Big 12 play, one of the best in the country. So does some kind of exotic things. I think I've even seen some film on him where he drops guys that are on the edge into coverage, and so does some things to confuse you. So it's really just about if he can get the players in there. That's really what it boils down to. Can you get the guys that are going to surround a Quincy Rhodes? Really, guys outside of Quincy Rhodes, I mean, you expect Wyatt Simmons probably to be back and contribute a lot more, but in the big picture, you really just don't know what the defense is going to look like next year, really outside of Quincy Rhodes for the most part. So I think it's really just about making sure that you're able to, not just willing, but able to spend to get the guys that can run this system effectively.
Kyle, your thoughts on high school football championships, the results that we already had from this weekend, and what's coming up for championship weekend this weekend coming up?
Well, I'll tell you, Bryant, the machine just continues to roll. I talked to both Quad Sanders and Tyrell Johnson yesterday. I was like, guys, your defensive line, they certainly, of all the guys, they really earned some stock. Kobe Boone had a huge game. How about Shiloh Christian? Big shout out to Tucker. I mean, Tucker Barnard has definitely got to be in the conversation for top coaches in the state, what he's done since he's taken over there, and, of course, what he did as an assistant. And Robinson, could the expectations now be any higher, Wes, for Tyler Updegrove? First year, goes undefeated, first time in school history. So big there. Also, really big credits to Hot Springs Lakeside, Garrett Rockwell for what he's done. Van Pascal, third program that he's taken to state, second state title. So really excited for all those guys. And then you look at this weekend, Elkins and Dardanelle. Elkins has really been one of those underrated programs that continues to win. Dardanelle in their first ever state championship. And last but not least on 3A, Mansfield, how much of a machine is Mansfield? I understand, you don't ever want to count out Fordyce, but we talk about the depth of 3A every single year and just how deep it is in the first, second round. But for Mansfield to tear through that classification like they have, it's just looking to me like they're the heavy favorite.
Yeah, Salem was number one for a lot of the year, most of the year. And when they beat Mayflower, what was it, like 14-7? It was a close game. It was at Salem. And many people have Mayflower up there as one of the top teams in 3A. When they did that, I was like, man,
Yeah.
Salem looks like the team to beat. And for Mansfield to handle them like they did last year, they've got some dudes. Mansfield's got some dudes.
Yeah.
And I think both these games, great matchups on Saturday. And defenses, you talk about Elkin's defense is probably the best in 4A. You know, it was arguably who had the best defense, Arkadelphia or Elkins. Well, Elkins beat Arkadelphia 14-10, I think it was. Low-scoring game.
Yeah.
And it's a rematch, another rematch we get in 4A with Elkins and Dardanelle playing earlier this season in a low-scoring game. I expect both these games to be low-scoring. No 70-50s, no 3.5-hour games. These are going to be some quick games that run the ball a lot, and defense will probably provide the winning score.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think Zach Watson at Elkins, man, the job he's done. It's the second year in a row after I think it was a semifinal run in 2023. And back to Mansfield. With all due respect to the other teams, I felt like they were on the much tougher side of the bracket just because Bismarck was on that side. Salem was, to me, the top three teams were on that side of the bracket, and they just tore through them. So Mansfield, especially, is going to be really tough to stop.
Kyle, we appreciate it. Thank you for jumping on board. We'll see you at the stadium this weekend.
Absolutely. Talk to y'all later. See you.
It's Kyle Sutherland joining us. Thanks to we'll take a break, and when we come back, we will open it up. You can join us, 661-1037. We've already been talking a little NFL, high school football, Razorbacks football. We got Razorback basketball. Coach Z joins us at the top of the hour, so we'll hit on Arkansas, Texas Tech, and last week's games. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line, too. You can always text us over there at 661-1037. Stick around. This is Out of Bounds.
Mike Rowe here with a name everyone should know, Groundworks. The foundation and crawl space repair experts are coming soon to Little Rock. So if you've got a musty crawl space or cracks in your walls, these are the guys to call. And right now, Groundworks is hiring for all positions. If you're looking for a career, Groundworks is the place to do it. You can go from installer to foreman in under a year and become an owner of the company you work for. Apply now at groundworks.com/careers.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hi folks, it's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sherwood. When you're in the market for a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep or Ram, we hope you give us a chance to earn your business. Here's some things to consider. Fletcher Dodge has been family-owned dealer here in Sherwood for over 25 years. We know how to take care of our customers to keep them coming back. Every Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram dealer pays the same price for their vehicles. It's the dealer that makes the difference. We'll give you the best deal up front. No haggling, no arguing. We make it easy to buy a new vehicle, and we'll pay you more for your trade-in. Compare our deal to anybody's, and you'll buy from us. Come see us today for the deal of a lifetime on new Dodge Chrysler Jeep or Ram. At Frank Fletcher Dodge, you always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. And we promise you a hassle-free buying experience. We want to be your dealer for life. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Just tell us what you're looking for and we'll make you a deal. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
Lost in the real estate jungle? Boundary or easement dispute? Title problem? Hire Lion Legal. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of Legal Lions. When in war, you need the roar. For exceptional communication and exceptional results in all real estate-related legal matters, hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads, great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage, weird, but still a salad. One radish and a couple of green beans, also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke? Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades. And then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X, outsmart the elements.
Looking for your next ride? Come on down to Hubbard Power Sports, your local, family-owned Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. We've got the latest and greatest Can-Am ATVs, side-by-sides, and spiders to power your weekend fun. And right now, get up to $3,500 off in rebates, plus in-store discounts, or financing as low as 0.99% on select models. Whether you're hitting the trails, working the land, or cruising in style, we've got what you never even knew you needed. On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've got the ride for you.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Tuesday, Rick Schaefer and I have an interesting show planned for you. Neil Atkinson from Bed Saracen, Hogsports.com's Trey Biddy, thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway, and Kevin Hoop Scoop McPherson from Hogville.net. See you Tuesday on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio.
Back at it. Final segment of the hour. Go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. Read some of your comments. Casper in Valonia asks, where can I find the clip of Paul Simmons in his pregame speech talking about, quote, you can come at me with a knife, sword, spear, but I'll come to you in the name of the Lord.
I'd probably just Google it, find it online somewhere.
I don't know if it's in our system, if he told that little story to Acree. He was on today. Maybe he said that today.
Well, maybe that is what they're referring to.
Yeah. Then go to wherever you download your podcast and look for The Zone and Paul Simmons today.
Yeah, and it actually is clipped out. Not just that clip, but the
interview itself.
Yeah.
Man, he's awesome.
And there are actually a couple of Paul Simmons here, so it could be just that clip.
There you go. Ask and you shall receive. Huh. Where's Acree? Wonder how that interview went today. I know it was awesome.
Oh, it always goes good with Coach Simmons.
Did you hear any of it?
I didn't hear it, but just knowing Coach Simmons and having him on or being in his presence, you know it's always going to be good.
Wonder what he thought about hitting the road and going to Kutztown instead of playing at home. I'm sure he had
we could always replay it now.
Here is somebody sent me a shirt. I love this. It's a T-shirt. Tulane, playing Ole Miss.
Yeah.
It's Tulane versus No Lane.
Oh, that's creative.
That is. That's really good. Like, I don't care about Tulane or Ole Miss. I like that shirt. That's pretty cool. 501 says, ask about Utah opening the door for basically making this a minor league to pro sports deal with opportunity for investors. Whole new deal with NIL that I think other schools will follow their lead. Yeah, I was talking with Josh about this before, and it's basically this company's basically going to invest with Utah, give them some money out front, then take some of their money every year with the TV deal. It's almost like a guaranteed investment that big money's coming in to recoup what you're putting in. And it sounds like a great business deal for both.
Yeah.
And that ensures that they'll have some money they need to spend to get quality players.
That's what business is. You want to make it something that is a benefit on both sides.
501 says, need to keep Bradley Shaw for sure. That kid can play. That was one of the names when we were talking to Kyle that popped in my head, and I was going to ask about that one. I was thinking about guys on defense, and there aren't a whole lot on defense. Wyatt Simmons, he mentioned. Love to have him back. But Bradley Shaw at linebacker, second really full year of playing. I can see that. That's a great tandem right there. They could be your 1 and 2 guys, Wyatt Simmons and Bradley Shaw. Oh, they said they played it on the morning show, so maybe it is in our system. 501 says, has Bobby Petrino agent reached out to anyone about coaching next season? I hope so. He's a bad agent if he hasn't. Surely he's been reaching out to some of these schools about an offensive coordinator.
If Coach Petrino wants to coach next year, then yeah that's happened. But it starts with him, and what does he want to do?
The news yesterday, Kendall Briles leaving TCU, going to South Carolina. South Carolina, Arkansas next year, so Kendall Briles will make a return to Fayetteville next season. It's a good move. I always liked him as an offensive coordinator, creative mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's good offense.
And there are others out there that don't agree with that. They didn't like him as an offensive coordinator.
Destin says that clip of Coach Simmons is a couple years old. It's before they won the national championship. Ethan says the same thing. Thanks, Ethan. J-Dub. Where are we on a defense coordinator with his assistants, the defensive line and the linebackers coach? You know, JW, I was actually talking with a guy that covers it, Gator Bait. He's going to join me tonight. We were talking on the phone earlier this morning about Ron Roberts, and I asked him that same question. Is there anyone off of that staff at Florida that you could see following Ron Roberts to Arkansas? And he says, man, there hasn't been any talk of that down here, but I can just see because of relationships that one, maybe two on this Florida staff would follow him to Arkansas. And it was something he was going to dig into, and maybe I'll have an answer for that at some point tonight. But you got to think, you know, and what we've seen so far with the offensive coordinator, following him from Memphis and some of the other Memphis guys, not all Memphis guys, but a couple of Memphis guys, and then you go out and hire a defensive coordinator from another school, you got to think that defensive coordinator, Ron Roberts, has some say. You know, maybe he and Silverfield are working together on a list of defensive line coach, linebackers coach, cornerback coach, second safeties coach, something like that, to where he has some say on who he would like to have on his side of the ball. The one guy he did say at Florida was the Florida linebacker coach, that he thought really highly of him, and that he gave him the title of linebackers coach and stepped away as the linebackers coach so he could focus solely on being the defensive coordinator. A lot of times the defensive coordinator has a position group that he coaches, similar like an offensive coordinator a lot of times is the quarterback coach. And it just makes sense for a defensive coordinator to have linebackers as your position coach because that's the guy who's usually calling the plays for you. You know, you're signaling in. You want to be on the same page, and you work with those guys. But he thought maybe that linebacker coach from Florida would be a guy to keep an eye on that could follow him to Arkansas. TP in Little Rock. He says, Wes, am I still on probation? I just said your name, so I guess not. If Bradley Shaw or Wyatt Simmons don't run a 4.3, then we don't need them. There aren't a whole lot of linebackers that run a 4.3. But both of them are fast. I'd say they run 4.4s.
Yeah. Best linebackers, it's a handful of them that have that type of speed.
The top of the top. Yep.
Drive time is going to be at Slim Chickens in Searcy, and Coach Simmons will be a part of the broadcast, players and coaches. So that'll be something to look forward to when drive time is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
They're at Slim Chickens in Searcy.
Nice. Slim Chickens provided us food in the press box Friday night. That stuff went fast.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Big thanks to Slim Chickens. 501 says also got to keep Charlie Collins and the linebacker who was one of the top recruits in last year's class. Didn't play a lot, did see the field some, but yes, that's another good one. Two good ones to keep. Good job. We'll take a break. Hour number 2 is coming up next. It's Out of Bounds.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 1.99% APR for up to 36 months, or save up to $300. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local River Valley Tractor dealer or online at rivervalleytractor.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want real action, and the wait is over. Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th, and runs through January 4th. Then, the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment presents Coach Nolan Richardson when he joins Drive Time Sports every week with Rollin' with Nolan. Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Bowen. Find them online at ametrucks.com.
A resource to help parents with childcare is reopening today. Federal funding for UAMS's Head Start centers has been restored following the government shutdown. The Head Start program serves more than 400 children across Pulaski County. And Arkansas farmers could soon get federal relief following a very tough year. President Trump announced a $12 billion aid package for farmers across the nation. This will help fund one-time payments for row crops. The other $1 billion will be for farmers who grow crops the program does not cover. The payments will go out by the end of February. And Searcy is one of the top Christmas towns in the South for the second straight year. The Southern Living publication is recognizing Searcy as one of the best cities you can enjoy all things Christmas. Free events take place every single weekend, and leaders say the recognition is all thanks to funding from sponsors, donors, and the city's Advertising and Promotion Commission. I'm KRK's Jessica Rockwell for the Buzz Radio Network.
10 Fitness brings you Top 10 Tuesdays with The Zone. Each week, Justin and DJ will dive into a different top 10 list and take your calls. Brought to you by 10 Fitness. Turn back the clock on gym prices.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
We're dealing with a little fog this morning, otherwise cloudy throughout the morning hours. This afternoon will be clearing. It'll be breezy, and it will warm up to 50 this afternoon. Tonight stays mild, a little breezy, partly cloudy, and a low of 40. Tomorrow, a windy day, but even warmer, up to 58. With the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
103.7 The Buzz is proud to bring you college football talk with Mark May every Thursday morning on Morning Mayhem, brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, the Meat People, and Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. Listen as Mark breaks down the week's biggest games and makes his predictions. Mark May on The Buzz, presented by Edwards Food Giant and Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union.
Down south, a handshake means something, and we let our actions do the talking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is rooted in Southern tradition and grit. Southern born and raised and Arkansas based, Brad Hendricks is named a Mid-South super lawyer year after year. So for car and big truck wrecks, medical malpractice, wrongful death, bankruptcy, and Social Security claims, his law firm produces results. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Southern roots, serious results.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi, this is Ted with Accountable Roofing and Remodeling. We are proud to offer window and door replacement and installation. Our upfront, honest pricing and easy financing make it easy for you to increase the value of your home and reduce your energy cost in one step. Accountable Roofing and Remodeling windows and doors carry a lifetime guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Call us today, 501-621-0500, or visit us on the web at accountablerr.com.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point.
with Rich Eisen.
They just cannot get consistent play on offense, even though they had one of their best offensive days yesterday. It's kind of like what's going on with the Chiefs, where too many mistakes are being made by too many people and too much ineffectual play by too many people that they're used to counting on to be superior. I mean, that moment in the end zone when it was an Isaiah Likely touchdown and then not, because it was a scoring play, it's reviewed, and then they could take a look like was his third foot down to make it a catch before the ball got knocked away. A lot of plays were just on the line, couldn't play better than the refs refed or replayed. So I'm concerned about the Ravens. I don't know if they're going to make it. If I'm concerned about the Chiefs, how am I not concerned about the Ravens? Now, the Chiefs, as you know, that division's gone. The Ravens need the Steelers to, come in at the same record? They're both 8-8.
They need to be 8-8
going into that final game. That's a tall order. That means they need to win 2 of their next 3.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
The coaches all-SEC team for football just came out. Arkansas may have been 2-10 and winless in the SEC, but they had some good players on the team. Unfortunately, only one of these 3 are coming back. Arkansas had 3 players on the coaches all-SEC second team. Start with our guy, Fernando Carmona. All-SEC second team at guard. Quincy Rhodes Jr., second team All-SEC, defensive end. And Mike Washington, second team All-SEC.
Some good honors there, and well-deserved.
Yeah. Trying to think who else was deserving.
It wouldn't be many.
Not many, no. The offensive line got a lot of accolades throughout the season. I think Robinson at left tackle had a good year. That just shows maybe the depth. I mean, you got 16 teams, right? So there's only so many spots when you have 16 teams, and you get a couple guys on the second team. That's a pretty good accomplishment.
And it seems like every team is going to be represented.
Mm-hmm. No, for Arkansas to get 3 on the second team, no, that says a lot. So congratulations to Fernando. I'd send him a little text. We've been texting back and forth about different things. I guess maybe he's in Mexico right now, but he's
really taking a vacation after the season.
Oh yeah,
I remember hearing him saying that he had some big plans, just didn't know exactly what it was.
Mexico, yeah, some downtime, but he'll be getting ready for the Senior Bowl. That was a huge, announcement for him. A great opportunity. There's a stat that comes out every year. The guys who get invited to the Senior Bowl and the NFL Combine, the chances of getting drafted are pretty darn high. It's like 80-something% of the guys that play in the Senior Bowl and then go on to the Combine you know you're on the radar, and if you perform well, you're going to get drafted.
Yeah, you get familiar with the staffs that are there representing NFL teams as far as the coaches on either side, but then they have a number of scouts and coaches that come in for that process.
And we got Arkansas getting ready to take on Texas Tech. That'll be Saturday. No midweek game this week. And last game was against Fresno State. Here's Coach Cal, a little bit about Saturday's game against Fresno State, and really harping on themselves and not so much on Fresno State.
This should be about our program. They should be – that's why I said when our fans were saying overrated, I said, stop it. Don't worry about the other team. When you root for a team to lose, your own team loses. So instead of doing that, turn the TV off. Go watch History Channel. Go do something else. You can go hit the score the next day and you can smile, but you don't root against another team. When they come in, you don't even need to boo them. You don't. You just cheer your team, be there. So coming to this game was not for the opponent, it was for us. It was for them. It was, that's, I just think that the things that go on here in our state, we got to take great pride in how we do things, how classy everything is. And then we got to get out in the state like we do.
And one of those is playing in Little Rock, or North Little Rock, I should say, at Simmons Bank Arena. They played Fresno State here this year. Last year it was UCA, and Coach was talking about how it can be difficult to schedule somebody to come to North Little Rock.
If I can get the game in Bud Walton, like the Louisville game, like next year's Michigan State game, I got to do that for the university and for our own town. So to bring a game here, unless they're going to give me we're coming here to play, it's a hard one, because then they'll want me to go back to their court, home court, and I got to play in off of our court. So, yeah, I don't know who the opponent is every year, but I know we have tough games, and we'll continue to, put somebody in here that's going to be an enjoyable game to watch.
Memphis. I'll help you out, Coach. Just do Memphis. 2 hours for them, 2 hours, 30 minutes for you. Their fans come, your fans come. Great environment. Just make it a yearly event. Meet in the middle. Simple solution. See what Matt Zimmerman thinks. Bring him in. He joins us every Tuesday. We just played the clip about it's tough to get a team to come to North Little Rock. Never knows who it's going to be. I said Memphis. Just make it easy. Make it Memphis every year.
Yep. 2 hours for Memphis, 2.5 for Little Rock or for Arkansas. Just meet in the middle. Play here every year.
Oh, that would be great. You'd play Memphis. I think you could also do, kind of what Coach Richardson did with playing Illinois. 2 games in the United Center, 2 games were in Little Rock. We did it with Oklahoma State. Coach Sutton, Coach Richardson, really wanted to play on each other's court. So in North Little Rock, play in Oklahoma City, Tulsa. There's definitely some things you could work out. Memphis would be awesome. And that just seems like a game that could happen every year anyway. And Coach Hardaway, if he's smart, might say, hey, let's do a 4-game series, and I'll come to Little Rock the first year, the third year, and the second, fourth year. You don't have to come to, but come back to Memphis and play just like an exhibition game, because it's an NBA arena. So that would be an awesome 4-year series as well.
Coach, what do you think? There's been kind of, with fans, they're asking for more. They like to see more games in Little Rock, and we know, traditionally they play one game. But you play so many games in basketball that you do have the ability to play a number of neutral site games. So what would you think of possibly playing 2 games, especially if Memphis becomes that opponent that you're playing every year, and now you can play another team in Little Rock or North Little Rock?
Yeah, you could do it. You could do a bye game as another game. Absolutely, you could. And if you go back to the media guide or just pull it up online and you look at Coach Sutton, Coach Richardson, that era, and I know that era's not now, but if you looked at that era, there was a lot of times over the Christmas holidays, especially with Coach Richardson, that you would go to Little Rock and Pine Bluff and play. I'm not saying we're going to go to Pine Bluff Convention Center, but you could. And but we would bounce back and forth. I remember one year we played Little Rock, went and played about 3 days later at Pine Bluff. 3 days after that, played back in Barton Coliseum again. You could do it because up here, the guys, they're already gone. I mean, the finals don't end until Thursday, and 90% of our students are gone. They're out, and a lot of them left Friday. You know, finals are different. They're not as, I don't know, so much online. People do papers, and these kids leave, and they don't come back till this year. School's going to start back January 12th, so usually 3 or 4 days before school starts back, the kids start rolling in. But what I'm trying to say is the next 5 or 6 weeks up here, it's 10. And so one thing our marketing has to do every year is when you're playing at Queens College and you're playing James Madison, or if you're playing somebody else during that Christmas break, they go out and they find high school teams and they find other, you know, groups and get them to fill up some of the stands. Remember, Bud Walton sold out. That don't mean they're going to show up. And so you have to be creative and get people in the stands. Little Rock, the North Little Rock game was awesome as always. Our players loved it. They were talking about it afterwards. They're always. I was talking to Trevor Brazil. You know how laid back he is. He don't get too fired up about anything. And this was on Saturday morning before the game. We were there. We went over there to shoot for an hour of practice, and they were stretching. And I said, "You got to be pumped up. This is your fourth time you've been down here." And he said, "I love this game." And he said that they're so wired. They're wired different down here. That's his words. He said, "They're just so excited to see you." And I said, "What about?" I said, "Tell these guys, these freshmen, about what it's like outside that locker room after the game." He said, "It's crazy." And it was, as always. And Wes, the upper deck, last year was full. I think the prices were higher. I don't know what the difference in the prices were, but it was, and maybe, I'm not in love with the 3 o'clock game. I just think in North Little Rock it should be at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night. That's just me. For my years of doing it, we always drew better at night. I think if that game was Saturday night, you had a few more people there. But there were, 5 or 6 sections in the upper deck, West, that weren't full. And so that gives you something to gun for to fill it up. But the atmosphere, the excitement, Joe, in there, it's better than Bud Walton when you're on for that type of game. You know, when you're playing a big Tennessee or Kentucky or Louisville, I mean, it's hard to beat Bud Walton 20,000 packed going nuts. But when you're talking about those type of games, I think down there brings more excitement.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the attendance number from Saturday was a little over 11,000, and normally it's 5, 6, 7,000 more there. And we did. We had somebody text in and said, "Hey, the ticket prices went way up this year, lower bowl and upper bowl, and that's probably had something to do with it." And then, like you said, an afternoon game, and look, we had state championship games going on also at War Memorial Stadium. It was a very busy Saturday.
You're right, and that is there's a lot going on. That's why I think at night you may have another football game, or you may have some Christmas parties. But I just like the night game better. It just, in the middle of the day, it's tougher. 3 o'clock was tough, I thought, and I would like to campaign for next year. Now, if it gets picked up on SEC Network or ESPN or something, you can't dictate the time. They do. But when it's not picked up and it's on Plus, the university can dictate the time. And I would like to politic up here to get back to where if it's going to be on Plus, we need to play a night game. We'll just get more people there. And still, we appreciate the ones that came. It was a lot of electricity in there. They were excited. I kind of felt not sorry for them, but Wes, it was a little bit of a dead first half. It was not. We're not sending that tape to the Basketball Hall of Fame. We were ugly, but thankfully Fresno State was even more so. And then the second half, we went 10, and then the second half, you really get going, and you're up 30 pretty quick, and then you cruise the rest of the way. Arkansas was just overmatched on Fresno, but it was fun coming down there. We had some really good events, and I just love the fact that I'm sitting there at a timeout in the middle of the first half. I am Coach Cal's coaching, and I look down to the right, and there's Ryan Silverfield taking pictures and sitting on Gucci Row, and I look back toward behind my right shoulder, sitting there right at midcourt, about 6 rows up, is Dave Van Horn and his wife. They came down for the game. It was kind of neat, I think, for our Central Arkansas folks to get to see all that kind of in one sight line, and that was really good.
Yeah, Coach, we need to see it more. Who stood out to you from that game against Fresno State?
Well, this freshman, okay, I'm gonna give you all news that y'all don't know. We got this freshman named Darius Acuff from Detroit, and he is the real deal. And he just keeps getting better and better and better. And I was talking to Nick Bradford, who's on our women's staff, played at the old hated Kansas Jayhawks. And I was talking to Nick, and he said, you know, when I was watching him this summer, he said, you could tell he was really, really good. He said, I thought he was kind of just rolling down the road in the summer. I said, I think he was just kind of, let me get through this summer. I will make sure I'm ready to go come the fall. And in the fall, as Nick said, he just kind of started picking up speed, going faster, more intense in practice. And then all of a sudden you get to the game, and he's lighting people up. And he is an electric player. I love watching him play. We've had some really good freshmen throughout our history, and we've had some really good freshmen in the last decade. I mean, whether it was Bobby Portis or all the way to Moses Moody and all the guys, you know. But this guy is, man, I think he is very, very special. Teams had a hard time keeping him in front of them. And Duke did it about as good as anybody. Even at Michigan State, he was able to get by him some. But then they played him pretty good the second half. But these other teams, he's like he's picking and choosing what positive play he wants to make. Is it driving all the way to the basket? Is it hitting a pull-up? Okay, I'm going to pass it for about the next trips, and I'm just going to set up my teammates. Okay, it's time for me to get to the rim and go score a couple more and get to the free throw line. Oh, you want to drop back? Well, I'm going to bury 3 threes on you in 6 possessions. You know, he does stuff like that. It's Malik Thomas is great, too, but Darius Acuff, man, he, you know, we went into this season, Wes, we talked about it on here. I kind of thought Carter, you know, would have a chance to lead this team in scoring. And, well, that's already been decided. That's all. I mean, it's going to be Malik or Darius to lead score. And the rest of them are you know, distant back. I mean, Trevin's the third leading scorer, you know, and Carter's not going to lead this team in scoring. It's just not. I mean, and nothing wrong with that. But, you know, you went into the season thinking, hey, Carter could be the best scorer on this team, but Acuff's he's too good.
What do you think of Billy Richmond's elbow?
Right in the kisser. Got him right in the kisser there. And, hey, we were, as we were watching it, and I was looking down there at the time, Chuck's turn looking at me. We're sitting down by the court. Fortunate we don't do that as much anymore. And Chuck had turned to say something to me. I just was happening to look at it. And I saw it, you know, kind of happen, and I didn't know if he kind of threw his hand up from where I was sitting or if it was elbow. I saw his right arm go, Billy, and then I saw the young man's face. I really didn't think that much about it until I saw his face, and it was his mouth, and he had some blood now. He popped him pretty good, and then we needed an extra headset out of the case. You know, our case was right there in the locker room, which is right at the end of it, so a timeout. It was about a 3-minute timeout. I hustled back there and get this extra headset. And, of course, I didn't know I'd pop in the locker room, but we got the case on the side over there where they have all the equipment bags. And there's Dave Richardson, our strength coach, sitting there with Billy. This is probably 40 minutes after it happened. It happened pretty early in the second half. And I looked, I said, you good? He said, yes, sir. I said, you popped him pretty good. He was bleeding. He said, for real? And I said, yeah, you saw that blood? And he's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. So, you know, you got to live and learn. But we've been kind of getting a couple of those, Wes. You know, we had the little skirmish with Nick Pringle, with Winthrop, and then even like against Jackson State, you know, Carter kind of got into it with a guy. We've been starting to get these double technicals, and but you can't get a double technical if you're just going to elbow a kid in the mouth. And the official came to look at it, Landis Pool, right there where we were sitting, Wes. And you know how long those reviews usually take, right?
Mm-hmm.
Landis came over and looked at that. He looked at it one time. And he walked away and said, that'd be a ejection. I mean, it was a one-look deal. There wasn't anything to it. Billy, just got to learn from that. You can't, especially on a dead ball, just elbow somebody in the mouth. And that's not good. And so he learned from it. He got ejected. But you know who was happy he got ejected?
Carter. No.
Isaiah
Sealy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Isaiah's wishing any ill, but he's just fighting to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the 9th man. He didn't play the last 2 games. He didn't play a second. And so all of a sudden the ejection happens, and coach said, I'm going to play you. And Isaiah was like, I'm fixing to have to get to play. Now he became the 8th man. He got a bunch. He didn't play in the first half. He got a bunch of minutes in the second half, and he had a great game. And so, you know what I mean? He's just looking for an opportunity. And so Billy gave him that opportunity to play, and he took advantage of it.
Razorbacks have another big-time neutral site game coming up, Texas Tech, on Saturday. What do you think about that matchup?
I just want to pay them back. And I know we only got 4 guys back, but we got all of our staff back. And our fans are all still the same, right? And so we owe them. And that's a game, you know, I thought it was interesting. On the radio show last night, Coach said he doesn't normally go back and watch previous games much. He's looking forward to the next one, or he's looking at recruiting tape. He does not spend a lot of time on the previous stuff. And that was the last game that ended our season. I really don't know if he's watched that game at all. And so I think he went back Sunday already. That's how determined they are. Sunday was players' off day. I did the women's basketball game also against Jackson State, and I saw Bruiser Flint, Kevin Buddy, who's our video guy, after that game, and they've been working on Sunday all day. Teams off, players off, and they said, I said, Cal hit the road recruiting? They said, no, he's going tomorrow. They said, he's here, and we've been working on Texas Tech. So I think they're pretty focused. I think they're pretty dialed in. But Cal said last night on the radio show, how did we lose that game?
Yeah.
He said, I hate the fact that we lost that game. He said, I was sick about it at the time, and he said, our fans, they have to be terribly sick. He said, because we had it won, and we really did have that game won. Had a big lead and fell apart, and give Texas Tech credit, they beat us. But they've got a lot of new players, Texas Tech, but they still got Toppin. He's still there, and he did not have a huge game against us last year, but he's a good player. He's averaging like 21 points a game. It was a big recruiting coup for them to get Toppin to stay. And so they lost a lot of guys. They're well coached. And 11 o'clock on Saturday, Grant McCaskill, former head coach at A-State, been around the block, and it was at Baylor for a long time. He's a good coach. Grant can coach basketball, and we saw that last year when we played him.
Coach, we had a question on the D3 Auto Sales text line. Is Billy Richmond, does he face any repercussions for getting ejected? Is he suspended or anything like that?
Wes, basketball is smart. He said no. You know, like in college baseball, if you like even do anything, you get ejected and then you miss the next game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in football, you can be just trying to make a tough play and accidentally top of your helmet may. Sometimes it looks like it's intentional. Sometimes it's definitely not. You got to miss the rest of that and then half of the next game. Basketball too smart for that. We let it all in right there on that game. It's over with. We want no repercussion affecting another game. And college basketball coaches over the years have made sure. Now, it's up to the league. So, like, if you had a crazy thing, like a fight, like a real fight, punches, the conference could suspend you for a game or two, but it would have to be like that doesn't ever happen in our conference. So it would have to be a little like a 1980s or 1990s NBA brawl to get suspended from the SEC in basketball. So he's all good. He'll be able to play the whole game. It won't impact him any.
Coach, I got to give you some props because when you were with us for the Illinois game, you told us, the Louisville game, you told us that you know, the guards you thought might kind of equal themselves out, and boy, did they. That Brown can go, and then you have Acuff. That was a great matchup. But you said Arkansas's bigs had to come up big, and they did. And that's what won them the game with Ewan and the offensive rebounds, Trevin Brazile, big first half. What's the key against Texas Tech? Who has to play well?
I think this one is a little bit different because but thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that. And both those guards, our guards, their guards, it's one of those unusual games. When it was over, the guards had all played pretty well. They've gone at each other. But to me, this Texas Tech game on this neutral site will have to be. It'll come down to guard play and who can do what. I think our bigs will do well. I think that's why the Trevin Braziles of the world impacted Toppin last time. And Toppin's a really good player. J.T. Toppin. He's about 6'9", slender built from Dallas. He'll be back in his hometown playing. But I just think that how our guards match up with theirs will be extremely important. And who can play well, who can shoot well in this NBA gym. and who can make baskets, kind of like the Duke game was. And so I'm looking forward to it. And then when you play Texas Tech, you've been rebounding it a lot better. You better rebound the ball. And I was looking at their stuff, and they're a little bit less rebounding than they were last year, but they're still like a +5. But they're plus a little bit in the turnover margin, so you got to care about a basketball. The one thing that stood out about them to me, this is guards. They make 11 3-pointers a game West, and so these guys can shoot the ball. You know what I mean? Now they've had Illinois, and then they lost to Purdue, so they're not undefeated, but they're coming in. I think they're 7-2 on the season. They've got pretty good guards. We talked about J.T. Toppin. Christian Anderson's a good player. We faced him last year. He's another good player for them. So it'll be good. I think who can make shots down there on that neutral court, and whose guards can play the best, and you need that. You hang in the ballpark with them, rebounding the basketball or out-rebound them.
Coach, we appreciate it. Have a good trip to Dallas, and have a great call.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Wes. Okay, see you, Joe.
Matt Zimmerman joining us on Out of Bounds every Tuesday. We'll take a break. When we come back, Thomas Thrash will join us, Hootens.com. Talk a little high school football with him. It's Out of Bounds.
Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show. Brought to you by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters for over 30 years. Call 501-568-0040 today or click online at arkansastruck.com.
This is Sports Center.
In college football, the Heisman finalists were announced yesterday. Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza, Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia, Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love, and Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin will head to New York for the ceremony on Saturday. Mendoza is considered the favorite. The Hoosiers have never had a Heisman winner. Tonight in college basketball, the Little Rock Trojans will be facing West Virginia at 6 o'clock on ESPN+. Radio coverage for the game can be heard on 106.7 Buzz, too. Nationally, there will be 2 top 10 teams in action. Second-ranked Michigan will host Villanova at 5:30 on FS1, and then number 10 BYU will face Clemson at 5:30 on ESPN as part of the Jimmy V Classic. Another notable matchup will be 13th ranked Illinois traveling to Ohio State at 6:30 on Peacock. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Elvis Presley Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Attention Arkansas homeowners, if you've put off updating your bathroom all year, then now's the time to call Bath Makeover of Arkansas. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is a local company installing American-made products, including bathtubs, walk-in showers, and walk-in bathtubs. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is also proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Don't go into a new year with that old, outdated bathtub. Bath Makeover can install a beautiful, easy-access walk-in shower in as little as 1 day. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH during our year-end blowout sale. Receive half-off labor on a new bath or shower. 18 months, no interest, no payments. Senior and military discounts. Receive a bonus $200 Visa gift card with purchase and call Bath Makeover of Arkansas at 1-800-NEW-BATH now for a free $25 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
Oaklawn is here for when you want real action, and the wait is over. Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th, and runs through January 4th. Then, the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The holidays are here. Time to celebrate, reflect, and look ahead. As you make your resolutions, make one that really counts. Your health. Arkansas Urology makes it easy with screenings and appointments at all locations, helping you stay healthy for the moments that matter most. So before the new year begins, raise a glass and your health goals with Arkansas Urology. 501-219-8900 or visit arkansasurology.com. Arkansas Urology. Men's health starts here.
Arkansas golf legend John Daly joins the guys every week on Morning Mayhem. John's visit is made possible by Moe's Southwest Grill. Get the new Moe's Value Meal, a junior burrito, side of queso, chips and salsa, and a drink for only $9.99. Available all day, every day. And welcome to Moe's.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
We got off the phone with Coach Z, and I was curious if Bet Saracen has a line out yet for Arkansas Texas Tech. They do, under the Arkansas Specials. It's, of course, the Bet Saracen line. They don't have the national line out yet. That's one of the great things about Bet Saracen. They'll put out some of these early bird bets. Arkansas money line is minus 105. Texas Tech minus 115. The spread, according to Bet Saracen, Arkansas getting 1.5. Texas Tech minus 1.5 is plus 100. Arkansas getting 1.5 is minus 120. I think they made a little mistake here. I had to talk to Neil about his computer. The over-under.
Is it low?
It's only 151.5. Texas Tech scores a lot of points. They've been scoring 90s, 80s. The Illinois game at Illinois, they lost 81-77. That's 158 combined points. They played in Nassau against Wake Forest, combined 167 points. Now, number one, Purdue shut them down. That's the only game they've been shut down. 56-86, lost by 30. Yeah, they've been scoring in the 80s for a lot of their games. Just beat LSU. Now, I will say LSU just lost their best player. Season-ending injury. It was a big blow to LSU. Not that they were going to be really good or anything. But
you never know.
They hit the portal and went and got a bunch of old guys. It was like a bunch of 22, 23-year-olds, but their top player, 6'9", kind of inside-outside guy, they just lost him. And Texas Tech beat them 82-58. But no, I think this is a high-scoring game. Close to 80 for both teams. I like the over in this one. Minus 110 right now. 151.5. Arkansas Specials on Bet Saracen. If you don't have the app, go ahead and download it now. Got playoffs beginning, college football. Playoffs will be starting here soon before you know it in the NFL. College basketball got the Survivor tournament coming up for SEC basketball in January. That's going to be a lot of fun. Big thanks to Bet Saracen and Saracen Casino for being a part of Out of Bounds. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Change gears. Bring in Thomas Thrash from Hootens.com. Talk a little high school football. What's up, Thomas? How are you?
Hey, great weekend of high school football. We got one more left.
I know. Let's go back to last weekend. I want to start in 7A. Bryant, that defense. It was nasty, dirty. It was just, that is one really, really good defense.
Yeah, and Bentonville's quarterback went out in the first series, and so then after that, you knew they weren't going to be able to pass the ball, and Bryant just pinned their ears back and went after them. It was Bryant's defense is just so good. And, especially when you're one-dimensional, you're not going to be able to run the ball in Bryant.
No. And I thought, well, it stuck out to me doing some of my prep work for the game. Their third or fourth leading tackler was not even the starting linebacker. He was second-string linebacker, and he's going to SEMO. And I'm like, that's the depth that Bryant has. I mean, we talk about them rotating the defensive line, keeping those guys fresh, but when your second-string linebacker is one of your leading tacklers, and he's going to SEMO, probably happy to go to SEMO so he can start finally. That's how deep they are.
Yes. And, and it's funny because, Matthew Nelson, the Oklahoma commit, his brother was the other defensive end.
Yeah.
And he had, probably a better game than anybody else on the defense. I mean, it was just – and he's a sophomore. So
sophomore or
Coach Sanders
junior?
Got these guys.
Is he a sophomore or junior?
I think he's a sophomore.
Okay. Well –
now you got me confused. I was thinking he's a sophomore, but he may be a junior.
I think he is a junior.
But he's coming back next year.
Yeah, he's coming back next year, and I'm friends with some of the family, and they're like, look, Matthew is going to be a star. He's a stud, but the little brother could be a superstar. And I'm like, well, Arkansas needs to get on him immediately because we don't need both of them.
He's wearing Matthew's number from last year. So Matthew wore 48 last year. Now he wears 4, and then it's a younger brother. So we went and tagged him for the Farm Bureau Awards, and I was like, wait, he switched numbers. That's his little brother this year. So it's kind of funny that they're both wearing the same number.
They are both really good players. Then the 5A game, how about Joe T and Coach Updegrove finishing off a perfect year? And not it was a sloppy game with 9 turnovers, but I thought Frampton was the decision. That was the difference in the game. They just couldn't go man-on-man against Akeem Frampton.
No, he had a game. And, with Deuce Williams hurt, and then Tank Reese broke his hand early in the game on defense. I mean, everybody stepped up when they needed them. And Reese Simpson, their quarterback, came out and played the best game he's played all year. It was just overall, everyone played well for Robinson. And it gets a really good Lakeside team.
And I thought it was awesome, Deuce. I mean, he tweaked the ankle early in the game, went over the sideline, got started working on it, and came back out. Just the overall effort and the want to play in the state championship game. That just said so much about that young man.
It was an awesome game, and I'm happy for Robinson and all those guys. They've been really close, and Lakeside knocked them out last year, so they kind of had revenge on their mind with Lakeside.
And then the 6A game was just maybe the biggest surprise of the weekend with Shiloh. They came out and laid the haymaker early, scored first. Well, they got a 3 and out to start the game. Then Shiloh marches down, scores a touchdown. Greenwood marches down, and they cause a fumble on the 4-yard line, recover it, and then Shiloh goes down and scores, and it's 14-0, and Greenwood never recovered.
No. And, Greenwood still scored 50.
50.
And still lost by 20. So it was just offensively, that was the best I've ever seen Shiloh execute. Creighton at quarterback played the game of his life. All those receivers. Kemp had an unbelievable game. Salter went out. They're number 3. They're number 3 on their team, but he's one of the guys that catches everything. A senior receiver. He went out early.
Slider.
And didn't. Slider. Yes. Yes, Zane.
Zane Slider.
I always mispronounce his last name. Yeah, he's one of the best receivers in the state, along with Kemp. And he went out early, so, everybody stepped up with him. And then Griffin Mason coming back. Griffin, broke a vertebrae, a bone in his vertebrae early in the season. Missed, half the season. And he was not there when they played the first time, week 4, Shiloh Greenwood. And, he was the difference maker.
No, he was fun to watch.
Shiloh game, it was just an awesome effort by. And my favorite player is Max Eldridge. Max Eldridge, his sophomore coach Eldridge's son.
Yeah.
Who hopefully he'll be back in the coaching soon, but he was a beast all over the field.
No, he's smaller running back, and that dude would come in and. He was fun to watch. They had the running game going. That was it. In the second half, they didn't throw it as much, but they didn't have to. They just kept running the ball, and then I thought you saw the depth of Shiloh Christian and really the offensive line. They were opening up some huge holes for all three.
The offensive line was so good.
Yeah.
their left tackle, Maddox Welburn, and we did a scholar athlete on, and he is absolutely one of the best in the state. You know, and those guys, but the whole line did well. I mean, that's, you know, and going up to 7A, that's what you need. You know, you have to have good offensive line play, and Shiloh showed they do have it.
All right, let's go to the 3A game this weekend at noon. We have Mansfield and Fordyce.
Mansfield dismantled our number one team, Salem, last week. And then Fordyce hangs on in a really sloppy, muddy game against Boonville. You know, we're going Mansfield. We're picking Mansfield, but this should be a great game. Fordyce is you know, one of the blue bloods that's always been there. And Mansfield, this is their first straight trip to state championship. And their coach, Whit Overton, has been to back-to-back semifinals. He left Boonville as assistant coach, goes to Mansfield, and goes to semifinals 2 years in a row, and now the finals. And there's a guy you need to look for, is Andrew Burton, number 0 for Mansfield. Both sides of the ball, one of the best players in the state. Does it all.
You said something that we don't hear often these days. It was a sloppy, dirty game. How many teams still have natural grass fields? How many high schools do not have artificial turf?
We had it in the book like 3 years ago. It was 100 teams that have turf, and then so that means there's 100 that don't. But I think it's a lot more now that have turf. I'd say there's probably 80 teams that have grass.
What is the largest classification school that does not have turf?
It was. I want to say it was 5A, and I don't think it was. Maybe Magnolia, but I think they've gotten turf since. There's one 5A team, and it may not have been them, but it was one 5A team, and every team in 6A and 7A has turf. But then it's pretty much 2A and 3A, and some in 4.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of 2A teams that have turf.
Yeah.
You know, now, Cross County's on turf. Junction City has a really nice grass field.
By the way, Cross County looked impressive. They won the line of scrimmage. Those big boys, Williams and Bill, they did. They won the line of scrimmage. All right,
Williams doesn't get the credit for that Danny Beal does. You know, the stars of being a 4-star, but he's equally as impressive on the field.
Oh, on both offense and defense. I was watching him. You know, a lot of pulling and getting out, leading the way, or just straight on blocking. He was a force, and then they turn around and play on defense and create havoc on the defensive line. No, he is definitely a Saturday player. He needs to be playing college somewhere. All right, let's go to the 4A game. Dardanelle and Elkins, a rematch from earlier this season. Dardanelle won a very close game at home against the Elks.
Yes, they won 14-10, and it was a sloppy, ugly game. You know, a lot of good defense. But Elkins just put up 55 on Stuttgart, and which I did not see coming. And their defense played really well. Elkins, both teams have great defenses, but there's one guy that you got to look for Dardanelle. He's number 0, Creed Vega, one of the best in the state. Plays quarterback. He runs the ball. He plays linebacker. He does everything. He's the difference maker, I think, in the game. Dardanelle number 1 all year long, and so you know I don't know. It's hard to pick against them because we had him number 1 all year long. But Elkins is playing so well right now.
I talked to Creed earlier this morning, and I told him, and he's not named after Apollo Creed, by the way, but I told him I was going to tell everybody he can deliver a knockout punch on offense, or he can do it at linebacker on defense. He is
7 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
And they said, Coach Vega told me today that one of his assistants did a little research, and they believe that 7 touchdowns is the most a player has scored ever in Arkansas high school football playoff history.
That may be true. Yeah, because most quarterbacks will pass it. You know, and did he do all of them running?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that may be true.
Could be.
Yeah, that's probably close to true. I haven't looked at it.
I told him we'd have to get on that.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
Check with the Hootens or the AAA.
Yeah, I know that now. Yeah, I'm gonna start looking it up.
Yeah. All right, Thomas, we appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. I will see you at the stadium this weekend.
Okay, awesome. I'll see you soon.
Thomas Thrash joining us on Out of Bounds. We'll come back and wrap up our second hour. Phone line's open, 661-1037. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line. Get to some comments over there. Yep, I got some comments there. Hit us up. Let's go. 661-1037. It's Out of Bounds.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See shelter agent Angie Collins in Heber Springs, Michelle Herring in Whitehall, or Jonathan Stone in Lone Oak today.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. If you didn't see the film Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, watch it. The subject matter is grim, but the message is really important. And the performances of Steve Carell, Keira Knightley, Martin Sheen, and a stellar cast are terrific. And when the Walker Brothers' epic song, "The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore," plays, it will hit you with the force of a hurricane. Find those you love and tell them, and give them a hug. And while you're at it, stop by Double B's and get some fresh-baked cookies. Does anyone not appreciate a fresh-baked circle of deliciousness? Yeah, they do. Double B's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go for cookies before the world ends. That's Double B's.
This is Thomas Blackman's Blackman Auction. Since 1938, we've handled many different types of auctions. We sold bulldozers, excavators, farm tractors, farms, locomotives, fully custom rail cars, vehicles, Harley-Davidsons, cows, lake houses, hunting properties, pickups, heavy trucks, big trailers, plus hundreds of other random things. Honestly, if it's for sale, we probably sold it. Our knowledge and experience is priceless, much like your hard-earned assets. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions.
We got the big deals at the Big Lot.
Terry, I hear the Big Lot is going big time Ram.
That's right, Steve. Ram Bighorns, well equipped and not stripped, starting at just $44,900. New HD Ram starting at $45,900, and America's workhorse, the HD Diesel, as low as $54,900.
The most powerful pickup on the planet for $54,900.
The big deals are at the Big Lot. Chris Crane, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Benton, or go to chriscranecars.com.
The Big Lot Benton.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Want to thank Kate and Justin Moore for hosting Roger and Baz today out at This Little Piggy and SoCo. Also want to thank our guests, John Daly and Chuck Gatlin, as well as Terry Bradshaw. The boys are back tomorrow live from Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union in Benton. Roger, Baz, and JM, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Take the party wherever we go. Start in the morning, go all night.
All right, let's finish this hour strong. 661-1037. I'll hit the D3 Auto Sales text line. 501 says, Wes, after winning the 2A state championship at Cross County, what happened at Wynn for the legendary coach Van Pascal to have that many years there? People are still asking about that, and not a lot has been said about it. All I can tell you is that did come up this weekend at the stadium, and somebody said that they felt like he was run out unfairly. I do not know the details. I don't know what happened. I have not dug into it back then. It's outside of our coverage area when I was on TV. He is a great coach. And the way they controlled that game and what they did offense on the line of scrimmage, it was very impressive. Because EPC is loaded with talent. I mean, they've been there 3 straight years, right? And we called their games in basketball, state championship game. And many of those players, those athletes were on the basketball court. And not saying Cross County didn't have the athletes, but, man, that was kind of old school smash mouth football, owning the line of scrimmage, getting it done.
Physical play.
Yeah.
It still wins games to this day on offense and defense.
Let's go to Savage. He's in Cabot. What's up, Savage?
What's going on, folks? Well, from a Notre Dame thing, and Joe, you chime in. So, do you think they had a players' meeting, or strictly the coaching staff and AD that said they didn't want to go to the bowl game? Because you got to imagine the seniors on this team, their families, grandparents, family. This is going to be the last time they got to see them, and they didn't have a bowl game to see their last son play a game, or grandson. Who had the final say on them not going to the bowl game?
Okay, so we do have Notre Dame's AD, and we have some comments from him that we're going to play in What's Trending. And he did say that a lot of this came from players. So just keep listening, and he'll explain it all.
All right, guys. You have a good one.
Thanks, Savage. It's almost like a bad time to be asking the players because they're mad. Right there, the initial thought is, well, you're screwing us, well, screw you. We don't want to play. But I wonder if you took that same poll today, and look, I know you got to do the bowl assignments, but if you give them a little time to simmer down, and that's when the adults in the room have to be the adults in the room and say, guys, you're going to want to play in your last game. You're going to want to have a reward to a great season. We can still go to one of the best bowls out there, not in the playoffs, and have all of our fans come. You're going to get your bowl money, your stipend, and get to travel and have fun. It's one last game you get to have in this locker room with these guys sitting next to you. That's, to me, where the adults in the room have to make a decision.
Yeah, but we have plenty of comments from him. And Pete Vacqua, or Beck, I can't even.
Bavakwa.
Okay, but yeah, he had some comments about relationship with ACC. Also talked about how many teams and the process that goes on here. And then he went on to explain why Notre Dame chose to not participate with bowl games.
Right.
We got a call from John, who's in Oxford, and he said that he's hearing us clear there, not through the app, but just listening on radio, and he's hearing us really clear there.
That great signal bounce.
Yeah. On clear days, sometimes it goes.
Maybe it's all the cloud cover, and it's keeping it, and it's traveling really well today. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Glad you're listening in Oxford. 501 says, for Bryant, they controlled the game up front. Very similar to Cross County. Dominated the line of scrimmage. Bryant, what they did, drop 7, rush 4. And those 4 were getting after the quarterback. It's almost, you see these great teams in the NFL with the great defensive line, and they don't have to do any kind of blitzing or exotic blitzes, play man-to-man coverage. They can drop 7 and be still successful. That's exactly what Bryant did. They rushed for the entire – I don't know if they had one blitz the entire game, but they brought 4, and those guys were in the backfield all the time. And then even a couple times when the Bentonville offensive line did a good job of blocking, providing some time for the quarterback to throw, they dropped 7. There's not hardly anybody open, If there is, you make the throw, and then they're tackled right away because they're in position. They could not, and Bentonville has 2 wide receivers that are going to Arkansas that are fast. They can go. They didn't have time to throw deep. I mean, seriously, they could have done max protection and still did not have time to throw to Prevost. It was a clinic what Bryant did defensively. All right, more from the D3 Auto Sales text line in the second hour, more of your calls, and we got what's trending. Stick around. Final hour of Out of Bounds.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact tractors. The Kubota L-Series is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. They're designed for easy operation and feature performance meshed attachments. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $3,500. Now through December 31st, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local River Valley Tractor dealer or online at rivervalleytractor.com.
What drives you? Family moments, new adventures, or just the love of the open road? Whatever it is, Gwatney Chevrolet is here to help you get there. For generations, we've been more than a dealership. We've been part of life's milestones, big and small, with a team that puts you first and a car buying experience that's easy and stress-free. We're here to find the perfect vehicle for what drives you. Visit us in Jacksonville or online at Gwatney.
1037 The Buzz is your home for Arkansas Razorback basketball. Coverage is brought to you by Blackman Auctions, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, Malvern National Bank, Edwards Food Giant, Chris Crane Hyundai, and Genesis of Conway.
A Conway man is out of time and out of money after his SNAP benefits were stolen. David Gerald says his benefits were stolen within hours of them being deposited into his account. Details show that his EBT card was used at 5 locations in 2 different states. And DHS says this is common. They are advising users to change their PIN numbers monthly. They cannot reimburse stolen funds. And as the fall semester comes to a close, UCA is giving their students a way to de-stress ahead of finals. The university is hosting several activities this week, like the Mario Kart in the library with the university's president. Students could also have a calmer study break with a new therapy dog named Ollie. Ollie will be at the library today and tomorrow. UCA's mascot Bruce Bear will be facing off against students today in Connect 4. There will also be a hot chocolate bar to keep them warm. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm Kara Case, Jessica Rockwell.
Genesis of Conway presents Craig O'Neill each week when he joins Roger, Baz, and Justin on Morning Mayhem. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Clouds and a little bit of fog this morning. It's a cold morning, but this afternoon with clearing and a strong southwest wind of 10 to 20 miles per hour, it will warm up to 50 degrees today. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild with a low of 40. Tomorrow, windy and a high of 58. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Are you hungry? Something new, $25, all you can eat, sushi rolls, soup, salad, Benihana rice. Come at Benihana's Monday through Thursday.
Morning Mayhem on location on Wednesday with their good buddy Steve Brown from Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. The guys will be getting you ready for the end of the year and new auto loan special that starts on December 15th. Alcoa has one of the most competitive auto loan interest rates and is now serving 15 counties in central Arkansas.
Christmas isn't about what's under the tree. It's about making every moment special. Building memories that outlast the wrapping paper. Making the most of every acre. Teaching the next generation right. That's why Greenway is rolling out weekly offers on the gear that keeps you running and the John Deere gift that makes their eyes light up. This year, give a gift built for all things special to you.
Oaklawn is here for when you want real action, and the wait is over. Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th, and runs through January 4th. Then, the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life. We were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads. Great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage? Weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans? Also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke? Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We're in the big eating season when temptations are going to come at you from family, friends, and TV ads. Not to worry. You've got an ally in Central Arkansas, the Little Rock Athletic Club or the Little Rock Racquet Club, both offering 50% off the joining fee from now till December 31st. Better to save big than get big. And oh, the variety of exercises you'll enjoy with your Little Rock Athletic Club or Racquet Club. In 2026, people will witness the fitness.
Hey guys, it's Dee Dee from Ava Bella Day Spa. I know you're stuck on what to get her for Christmas. Hey, I got your back, and your legs, and your face, and your arms, and your shoulders, and your neck. How about a relaxation massage or a whole spa package? For $125, she can get a 30-minute facial, a 1-hour massage, and time in our Himalayan salt infrared sauna. Go to AvaBellaDaySpa.com. Merry Christmas from Ava Bella Day Spa.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz. What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Good one last night, Monday Night Football. Eagles, Chargers. Chargers get the win in overtime.
Second down and goal. Herbert, wide open, touchdown, rookie. Omarion Hampton, welcome back. Hurts keeps, throws, batted up and picked off. Intercepted, and the Chargers win the ball game. Jefferson with the pick. Cam Hart tipped it.
Kind of fitting with all the turnovers last night to end the game on a turnover in overtime after the Chargers kicked the field goal on their first drive.
The defense has played a really good game, and even though the points got up there towards the end, it was definitely a defensive battle.
Thanks to Saracen and Bet Saracen, they had a couple of Saracen specials last night that I hit. Just seemed like fun bets that had nice payoffs. One was Saquon Barkley and Omarion Hampton each to score a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Plus 450. That hit pretty early. Hampton scoring in the first quarter, their first drive, I think. And then Barkley on the look like the fake tush push. They give it to him, and he goes outside, finds a little seam, gone. So
that's what you can do with those formations that are really tight like that, where everyone's expecting a push up the middle. And you can do a lot of different things off that. You can even throw it from that formation.
I also hit one that was each team to make a field goal. A team to hit a field goal in every quarter. They kicked a field goal every single quarter. And then the fourth quarter, it was early in the fourth quarter. I was like, winner. That's nice to win one, not have to come down to the wire like that.
That one had to have really good odds also.
It was plus 475. And there was one with long odds. I did it just for fun. It was plus 900, and it was A.J. Brown and Ladd McConkey each to have 25 yards receiving in each half. A.J. got his, but Ladd McConkey, man, they shut him down last night. He didn't have a catch in the first half. I don't know if he even ended up with 25 total yards last night. But they did the kid from Iowa that they drafted last year.
Yeah.
The slot corner.
He's really good.
Cooper?
DeJean.
Cooper, yeah, because they were yelling. How about the crowd for Philadelphia in L.A. last night? Was it 50-50?
Well, and you know what's funny about that is Sean McVay, he was asked about it, and we have comments from him about their home crowd.
Yeah.
But usually, we've talked about it before, L.A. is a destination when you're a fan of another team and you see your team's going to be playing in L.A., depending on what time of year it is, sometimes you make vacation plans around going to see your favorite team, and now you get to go enjoy L.A.
Philadelphia in December or L.A. in December? Which one you want?
It's a nice getaway.
Yeah. Ladd McConkey, one catch, 12 yards. Say they controlled him really well. All right, let's move on around. We'll do that. We'll skip down to Sean McVay since we were just talking about the crowd at SoFi Stadium. Pro Eagles last night. McVay's used to it.
Home field advantage that you're building at SoFi matters so much.
It's
coming
huge.
into a week like this.
No, there's no doubt. It's going to be big this week. The home crowd has made a tremendous difference. And, to be able to have our verbal cadence and to be able to do that and to continue to lean into what Matthew and the offense does such a great job of. And then also on the flip side, be able to force, the opponent into their silent cadence and get that place rocking.
No, he says it's a positive for them.
A positive?
Yeah.
We'll see when the Lions fans come in. They travel well. Got to expect because this is a huge game. Maybe is this the best game of the week? 3:25. That's the late game on Fox.
There's some good games overall.
Sunday night football is Vikings Cowboys, and then Monday night Dolphins at the Steelers. It's going to be cold with chance of snow showers in Pittsburgh. Monday night.
It's always fun when you have snow games.
Tua won a game in cold weather against the Jets this weekend.
See that talk, man. That's sometimes it is based on history, but it's not like a certain player's game changes because of it being cold outside. It's more of it's put too much on one player in that sense, where you're focused on the quarterback. It's a team effort.
I know Aikman used to have a lot of troubles in rain games.
Yeah, handling the ball.
He couldn't throw a wet ball, and he talked about it.
Yeah, that's a lot different from snow, though. And some quarterback, I don't think there's any quarterback that likes playing in rain. We saw that as a case with Saints Bucks and how it was really wet and difficult field conditions. Saints come away with a win because they were getting turnovers. Sometimes that's an equalizer in games like that.
Thursday night, by the way, it's Falcons Buccaneers.
So what about early slate of games, though, the 12 o'clock? Because they're always good games throughout the day.
Ravens Bengals at noon, Chargers Chiefs noon.
There you go.
Bills Patriots at noon.
Again.
Wow.
See, and that's the misconception about you only have good games later in the day. It's more based on where they're playing these games. East Coast games are going to be earlier. Then they have a feature game. But West Coast games are the ones that are later in the day. The Cowboys would be the exception where they're on that line where they could play early games, but they've always chosen to play those later games.
Do have the Packers-Broncos, 3:25 on Sunday. That's a CBS game. And then Fox has Lions-Rams. So two really good 3:25 games. Panthers-Saints, Titans, 49ers. 49ers should roll. Colts, Seahawks at 3:25 too. Could be fun to watch if, You have a change in quarterback, and Phillip Rivers is your starting quarterback. Who knows? Then, like I said, Sunday nights, Vikings, Cowboys, Steelers hosting the Dolphins Monday Night Football. All right, we were with Sean McVay. He's talking about his staff, his coaches.
Yeah, because he was sick prior to this game. He woke up on Friday. He was sick, and they had to change and delegate some responsibilities, so their offensive coordinator actually became play caller.
I know how much confidence you have in this staff and how much you value the continuity. Was it affirming, though, to see it in a live game setting? I know you like to say this is a team, a player-led team, a staff-led team, but to see everyone kind of pull their role in that fashion.
You know what, and it's funny, you talked to the staff about it, is I wasn't surprised, but I sure was appreciative and grateful. And so there's a difference, because you're saying, oh, those exceeded. No, that those were the expectations because of the confidence that's been earned, whether it be Mike or, the rest of the offensive coaching staff. But I'm sure grateful and sure appreciative. And you're able to have situations like this arise, delegate, be able to shine the light on people that deserve to have the light shine on them, and what a cool thing. Wish it didn't have to come about, with me not feeling great. But, sometimes you see the best in people when they're asked to take on bigger roles or responsibilities. I thought our players stepped up, made a bunch of plays. I thought Matthew's ownership was on display. But Mike and really the whole offensive coaching staff, they're phenomenal. And, really it's just, I don't want to get in the way. You realize just get the heck out of the way and let them do their thing.
He traveled separate from the team, and he says he got sick from his toddler.
Oh.
Said it was a bug that was going around, and he got sick and wasn't really feeling up to par to go through and do the normal play calling duty. So Mike, he referred to offensive coordinator Matt LaFleur, head coach of Green Bay Packers. That's his brother.
Rams are hosting the Lions, and Dan Campbell was talked about getting a little mini bye after playing on Thursday night.
Do you like having these like mini buys? I mean, you got another one coming up in a couple weeks, but how does that help the team? And then flip side of that is, first game of the season, coming off the bye, you guys lost those games. So how do you make sure the guys are where they need to be Sunday?
Well, that's a downer, Dave. Thank you for that. Jeez. Well, I don't know, Dave. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Last bye didn't go too well. How about this mini bye? Let's go to Cleveland. The Browns will head to Chicago, take on the Bears. It's Kevin Stefanski on his quarterback, Shedeur Sanders.
He has constantly and consistently gotten better in each one of these games and how he's approached this game. He's been working very hard, so I feel good about where his development is heading. He knows there are always going to be plays that he can be better and those type of things, but he's very intentional about getting better each and every game he's out there.
He'll be starting the rest of the year if you haven't heard. Patriots-Bills, another great game. That is Sunday at noon in Foxborough. Patriots win. They clinch the AFC East. So a huge game for them. Here's Mike Vrabel.
I didn't really have a lot of expectations. The expectations was to put a program in place that you believed in, but most importantly that the players would believe in and want to protect. And I think we continue to improve, and hopefully we can continue to do that. We better continue to do that. But the expectations were just to put a program in place that they believed in, that they felt like could help them, and that was the whole goal. And once you kind of get into it, then it's week by week.
So does it change? I know we get coaches on midseason, and you may say something differently to me in a room where it's just me and you. I'm Super Bowl or bust now. Like, I'm pulling out everything. Do the expectations now that you're sitting there, is that how you're looking at this season, or is it just week?
Well, what we're looking at is this is, it's championship week for us, and for an opportunity to win the only championship that we can, which would be the AFC East. That's what our goal is. So that's the championship that we're focused on, and we'll need great preparation, but even more an improved play against this football team.
That'll be a fun game. I hope that we get that locally. CBS. Is it a double hitter for both? I think it's once or twice a year you'll have a double hitter for both.
And usually it does come at this time of the year, end of season.
Because you have really good games at 3:25 on both networks. So
Yeah.
it makes me think maybe this is a doubleheader.
Week 18 usually is that also because it's the 1 week you go into with games not being announced. It's to be determined. They're going to have certain games on Saturdays, and then they'll go to Sunday. And a lot of times you get a doubleheader for both networks on that last weekend.
All right, let's go to Zach Taylor. Bengals chances looking bleak.
They're not zero, and that's what Zach Taylor was asked about.
T. Higgins, by the way, is in concussion protocol again, second time.
Mathematically, it's not that different from last year, your odds to get into the playoffs at this point. Do you guys talk about anything like
We
that?
got to win. That's as simple as that. I don't know what the odds are. I know they're not zero. And so what I told our guys, the odds aren't zero. So we're going to keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, keep approaching every week the way we've been doing it. And we just got to win.
All you can do. All right, let's go to college football now. Matt Campbell was introduced as the new head coach at Penn State yesterday. Seemed to win the press conference. I saw a lot of people raving about what he had to say at Penn State. And he also had a lot to say about Iowa State.
Hardest thing for me was leaving the great people at Iowa State who took a chance on me. I want to say thank you to Jamie Pollard, our athletic director. Man, at 36 years old, he gave me the keys to build a football program and said, we want to do something that hasn't been done here before. We built an incredible staff. That foundation was built on caring, unify, and inspire the young men that come into our football program day in and day out. To build great men of character, to stand for what's right on the field and off the field. And I also have to say, I can't thank our players enough. For 10 years, they trusted in to myself and our staff every single day. Their belief, their commitment to stay the course with me. One of the hardest moments of my life was Friday night to walk in and to leave so many of our great young men that believed in me, that believed in our coaches, and that signed up to be a part of our great program. But what I do know is in our 10 years, we rewrote history. Every single step of the way, we wrote history. From 3-9 to the greatest era ever in the history of Iowa State football. One of the best Big 12 programs in the country. We went face-to-face with everybody that had more than us, and we competed and beat them every step of the way. I also want to thank the great community and the alumni base and the former players who embraced us at Iowa State. They made it bigger than just winning football games. They made it about, serving a community, the impact of making a difference every step of the way.
It's a good era, good run at Iowa State. Been talking a lot about the playoff selection committee. John Gruden, still not the Razorback head football coach, had something to say about the playoff selection committee.
The biggest shred of the day has to go to the college football committee search team for the horrific 12-team panel they assembled. I'm throwing my stuff all over the building. Now, I got nothing against James Madison, nothing against Tulane. But if you have any clue, you put Vanderbilt, you put Notre Dame in the tournament. There's no way I want to watch Tulane, who lost 45-10 to Mississippi, play Mississippi again. Madison and Tulane, both of their coaches took other jobs. I know they're staying with their teams, but you really think they're 100% vested? How can they be with this NIL transfer crap that's going on? I think a lot of these ADs that are on this committee, these are the people that are firing coaches like me, left and right. I think some of these people need to be fired on this committee. There ain't no way they should come up with 12 teams like this. Use some logic, have some extenuating circumstances, and do what's right. This is ridiculous. Sorry for the rant.
Calling for one of the guys that didn't hire him to get fired?
That's what it sounded like to me. It was a rant against Hunter Yurchek for not giving him the time of day to be the next head coach.
I don't know if it was solely based towards him, but he's on the committee, and he's chair of the committee, so he's the face and voice of it.
Sounded like he was a little chapped, a little ticked off about something else. I mean, come on. It's not the committee's fault that Tulane's in and James Madison's in. It's the way it's written.
It's the way it's set up.
Yeah, it's not. They didn't choose them. They were automatic qualifiers. You got to rewrite the rules. If you don't like the rules and you don't like the way it ended, you got to go fix that so that it doesn't happen again. But for now, their hands are tied. And basically, all they could do is take the best 10 teams. Not the best 12, but the best 10 teams.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin even spoke about that, saying if you're going to be secure, you have to get in that top 10.
Mm-hmm. All right, now to Pete Bavacqua. This is Notre Dame's AD. He had plenty to say. We'll start with him talking about how many teams get in the college football playoffs and the process itself.
You could talk about the number of teams. I happen to think it should be 16 with 5 automatics and 11 at large. But you know what? Think about it this year. If it were 4 teams, there wouldn't be any arguments. I think the right 4 teams are 1 through 4. So to me, you could say, should it be 4, 12, 16? I don't think it should be any more than 16. I think that would be ridiculous. I think it would ruin the regular season. And the regular season is one of the things that makes college football so special. But whether it was 12, 14, or 16, we can live with any of that, and I think we can all figure it out. We got to focus on the process. And what part of my solution is these ranking shows, they obviously, and these rankings obviously don't mean anything until that last ranking.
Yeah, that's been saying that all along.
Yeah, but in years past, you've seen teams that were or felt like they were secure. They've been secure.
I think the committee in past years have done a better job of looking ahead and saying, guys, what if this happens? What if this happens? We're setting ourselves up. If we want to make sure Team X is secure, we can't have them around the bubble, because what if something crazy happens and all of a sudden Team X is on the bubble and they're the ones that get left out?
Well, what they've done in the past also is they knew that there was an upcoming matchup, and they would put those teams close together in rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever one won would get the higher ranking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this year's committee dropped the ball weeks ago with Notre Dame and Miami. If they would have fixed it weeks ago, there wouldn't have been an uproar. That's where they screwed up. More from Bavacqua. And talking about the ACC, he was mad at the ACC.
What role did the ACC play in any of this, in your opinion?
Well, I would tell you, I mean, again, I have tremendous respect for Miami. You know, great team, great school. Their athletic director, Dan Radakovich, is a good friend. And all the teams in the ACC, great, wonderful universities. We have no gripes about any of the schools in the ACC. But we were mystified by the actions of the conference to attack, their biggest really business partner in football and a member of their conference in 24 of our other sports. And I would tell you, Dan, I wouldn't be honest with you if I didn't say that they have certainly done permanent damage to the relationship between the conference and Notre Dame.
What do you mean?
Just we didn't appreciate the fact that we were singled out repeatedly and compared to Miami. Not by Miami. Miami has every right to do that. But it raised a lot of eyebrows here that the conference was taking shots at us. And, that's just not something we chose to do. We wouldn't choose to do that in the future, and people might disagree with us, but that's just not something that we'd be comfortable with. And again, we have no problem with any of these teams. These are all great teams. You look at those teams, Miami, like I said, great season. They beat us. You think about Alabama, nobody's had more success in college football over the last decade than Alabama. But Dan, you follow this sport so closely. Everybody was saying that we were one of a handful of teams that could win this whole thing. Yeah. And now we have 0% chance. Look, even Nick Saban, nobody knows more about college football maybe in the history of the world than Nick Saban. And he said it yesterday, like, how is Notre Dame not in this? I mean, everybody is just kind of confused and perplexed, and we don't have good answers for the kids on our team, for our student athletes.
Are you going to reevaluate your relationship with the ACC, the overall relationship?
I would just say it's been strained.
You know what they should have had? Included Notre Dame this year or the top ranked independent team, because there are more than one independent team, but the top ranked independent team or group of 5 teams get in as over the your last qualifier or last qualifiers for the college football playoff.
All he had to do was push up the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
It's implemented in the next contract that starts next year, but they could have pushed the timeline up on it.
Probably realized that last year they screwed that up and came back to bite them this year.
Well, I mean, when they realized it last year, they still put it off a year.
Yeah.
They could have implemented it immediately instead of putting it off an additional year.
Mm-hmm. That would have solved everything. Because I don't think there wouldn't have been an outcry if Notre Dame would have gotten in over James Madison or Tulane. Take your pick. All right, one more from Bavacqua. This is why they're not. This is what we were talking about earlier. Why they're not going to play in a bowl game.
Notre Dame and Marcus put a ton of emphasis on the captains of our team. He really relies on those guys. That what's going on, what's the feeling of the team. So the first thing he did is he talked to each one of them, had a series of conversations. How are you guys feeling? I want to get your input. And the unanimous consensus from the captains was this was a special team, unbelievably close team. And they didn't want to go out there and play in a bowl without Jeremiah Loves and the Jadarian Prices. I mean, this is a unit that came together, overcame 2 tough losses by a total of 4 points, won 10 games in a row. And we just, after hearing the captains and put so much emphasis on how they felt, made the decision, you know what? Let's not play in a bowl game. These guys have exams coming up next week. And then, the best thing for them, our student athletes, we really felt, go home, spend the holidays and Christmas with your parents and friends, and let's turn the page and start to prepare for next year.
Pete Bavacqua also commented about Marcus Freeman, saying that he realizes he's getting a lot of interest, whether it's college, NFL. They're going to do what they can to retain him and make him one of the highest paid coaches in college football so he doesn't get away. And he says everybody has eyes on Marcus. College has eyes on Marcus. NFL has eyes on Marcus. I bet Hollywood has eyes on Marcus. He's absolutely best coach for Notre Dame, one of the greatest college coaches in the country.
I'm not going to argue that. I like him a lot. And I can see him in the NFL.
And this goes back to last year. He was already getting interest last year.
All right, let's look at what's trending. We'll come back and have our final 2 segments. 661-1037. If you would like to join us, wide open. You can also text us on the D3 Auto Sales text line. Same number, 661-1037. It's Out of Bounds.
Insure your auto, home, life, and everything in between with Shelter Insurance. Find a local agent by calling 1-800-SHELTER or at shelterinsurance.com.
This is SportsCenter.
Last night on Monday Night Football, the Chargers beat the Eagles 22-19, clinching the game with an interception off Jalen Hurts, his 4th of the night. It was the first time in his career he has thrown 4 interceptions. He actually made NFL history last night as he became the first player to have 2 turnovers in one play as he threw an interception, recovered the fumble, but fumbled it back to the other team. It's the Eagles' 3rd loss in a row. They're now 8-5 on the season. The Chargers improved to 9-4. They have a matchup with the struggling Chiefs looming. The next NFL game will be Thursday as the Buccaneers host the Falcons. And other NFL news following Colts quarterback Daniel Jones' season-ending Achilles injury, Indianapolis is looking into signing former NFL quarterback Phillip Rivers. The 44-year-old has not played in the NFL since 2020, which was with the Colts. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
I'm Trey Reed from the Wild Side on 103.7 The Buzz. Join me and Mark Hedrick Tuesday nights at 7 for the Wild Side.
Brought to you by West Rock Landing at Lake Maumelle, Trader Bill's Outdoors, Battery Outfitters, All About Tire and Brake, Tammy Chase Insurance, Edwards Food Giant, and Crane Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Steve Edwards Jr. with Edwards Food Giant and Edwards Cash Saver. Christmas season is upon us, and with that comes all the typical hustle and bustle of the holidays. This Christmas, as you hang your stockings and sip the hot chocolate, take a moment to celebrate the true reason for the season. Love, hope, and joy brought to us on that first Christmas night. Share kindness, offer forgiveness, and embrace the love that came to us that holy night. From the entire team at Edwards, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive a free pressure washer. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry to get an extra $500 off. Supplies are limited. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pine Street in Cabot, or take a look on Facebook.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said to them, Fear not. For behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. Unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. Double B's wishes each of you a Merry Christmas. May your holidays be filled with family, friends, food, and the knowledge that God so loved the world that he gave us his only begotten Son. From all your friends at Double B's. Merry Christmas.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
What's going on, everyone? DJ Williams here with The Buzz, and The Zone is on the road. We're going to be in Conway getting ready for some Christmas shopping ideas. We're going to be with our friends at Bell & Sword. Also going to be joined by Kevin Kelly, talk about this football playoff chaos. Would love to hear his opinion about it and what he thinks about Notre Dame. What would he do? Also going to have that Red Right report thanks to our friends at UAMS Health Ortho Now. Entertainment report. I mean, we're at Bell & Sword, so we got to do that. And wrap it up with some birthday trivia thanks to our friends at Brewskis. Make sure you tune in The Zone, where sports and entertainment come crashing together.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Give me something.
Open segment. We're going to take some phone calls. 661-1037. Let's get started with Sterling. What's up, Sterling?
Hey, guys. The ACC need to go ahead and just get rid of Notre Dame. You're going to call me out publicly and say this relationship is strange. But all I did was defend the team that's in my conference. You are not a member of my conference in football. And that's by your choice. Take your little volleyball team, take your little basketball team, your little baseball team, and go on and join up with some other conference. And get out of here, because you ain't making us no money because you stuck in all the other sports. The only thing you good at is we want you for is the football. That's what you know, football. You're the football school. You're the rock man, all that. All your other sports, a little bit of Digger Phelps, and that's it. Had a good run a couple years ago in baseball, and that's it.
Women's basketball, that's about it.
They're good in that, for sure.
They're good in women's basketball. Hooray. Get out of here.
Hey, what's the ACC supposed to do? They're going to make a lot more money because Miami is in the college football playoff. And so they have to go out and push Miami to make the money.
I can't believe they got their feelings hurt over that. That's ridiculous. And I would just look. I'll put the crunch of numbers, and I get rid of them. I just get rid of them.
That's why it's nice to be in a conference, and then you have a conference fighting for you also. But when you're an independent, you're on an island by yourself, and that's what happened.
That's what happened. Guys, y'all have a great day.
See you, Sterling.
Well, usually Notre Dame gets benefit of the doubt, and networks want to have Notre Dame and showcase them.
Mm-hmm. That was a little bit of a surprise after running off 10 straight. I thought they would get in. But this was a weird year. Last year, 10-2, you're in. It was the 9-3 teams that were struggling to get in last year.
Head-to-head, though. Head-to-head was the biggest argument, and there was the wonder, why was Notre Dame ranked ahead of Miami all that time, and Miami beat them head-to-head?
Mm-hmm. Let's go to Jason. He's in Heber. What's up, Jason?
Yeah, I want to piggyback on Sterling on there. Notre Dame, they don't deserve to be in. I mean, they pick their own conference. You know, I mean, they pick their own games that they play.
Mm-hmm.
And their strength of schedule is weak. I mean, plop them in the SEC, and let's see what they do. The injuries mount, competition levels higher. You know, I just think they should quit whining. You know, if they want to control their destiny, they need to get in a conference, a competitive conference.
Yeah, their best win was over 9-3 USC.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good enough to be beating these other teams out, to me.
Now, and I was looking at it, I think there were 3 2-10 teams they beat during the 10-game winning streak, 2 group of 5 teams, Navy, Boise State, and there were a couple of teams with winning records, but the best was USC at 9-3.
Yeah, as an Arkansas fan, I would trade their schedules with Arkansas.
Yeah, most schools would.
Any day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
See you, Jason. Thanks.
Just take a shot at Arkansas? Beat a 2-10 team?
They beat 3 2-10 teams. Oh, by the way, the Chuck Dunlap, who does with the SEC office, he had a couple of tweets I thought were interesting. The 5 teams in the SEC, they're going to the college football playoff. In media days, those 5 teams were picked to finish 2nd, 3rd, 7th, 8th, and 10th in the SEC. That would be Georgia, Alabama, A&M, Ole Miss, and then Oklahoma are the 5. And they were picked 2nd, 3rd, 7th, 8th, and 10th. The biggest jump in the predicted order of finish to the way they actually finished was Vanderbilt, who was picked to finish 13th and finished tied for 5th.
Why were they picked so low to begin with? That's the wonder.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the
coming off the season they had last year.
People thought it was a 1-year wonder, just a flash in the pan. I'll have to look at the first team All-SEC quarterback, wide receiver, and running backs. They were named today. By the way, Arkansas had 3 on the second team: Fernando Carmona, Quincy, and who was the other? Oh, Mike Washington, Quincy Rhodes. None of the first team quarterback, running back, or wide receivers were on the preseason first, second, or third team on the preseason awards.
That's why there's preseason. There's the season where you can prove it, and then you can earn those postseason honors.
Just gives us a little something to talk about in the preseason when we're itching, looking for something good to talk about, right? And that's all it is. It's just something to discuss early on. I saw that list. I'm scrolling through Twitter to find it right now. Texas offensive liner Connor Stroh has entered the portal, or plans to enter the portal. Started 5 games for the Longhorns this year. Here is your first team All-SEC. Oh, Diego Pavia, first team quarterback.
Should have been.
Ahmad Hardy, the running back from Missouri, first team running back, and Kewan Lacey from Ole Miss, first team. Didn't make it on the preseason first, second, or third team.
Oh.
Brazel from Tennessee and Concepcion from Texas A&M, first team wide receivers. Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt was your tight end. Let's see.
How about, well, you'll get down the list, but they found a way to get 4 quarterbacks in for 3 teams.
Did they really?
Yeah.
They had all I have is first team.
Okay, well, second team quarterback, you have a tie there, Trinidad Chambliss and Ty Simpson.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, Trinidad Chambliss wasn't on any preseason watch list.
And then Gunnar Stockton was your third team quarterback.
Okay. No Manning, huh?
No, those guys, they all performed better.
Mm-hmm.
Arch, he came on, though, towards the end of the season, for
No,
sure.
he did. 870 says on the D3 Auto Sales text line, Texas had 3 great wins. That's more than the Irish. Yeah, I mean, to me, the crazy thing is Vanderbilt. There was no outcry that Vanderbilt got left out. And you look at their quality of wins and look at the teams that they lost to, there should have been some kind of outrage that Vanderbilt was left out. But there was crickets about Vanderbilt.
Where will they rank leading up to it, though? That would probably be why. It's just like BYU. Same argument there. Where will they rank during the process leading up to it?
They got into the top 10 for a while. They were right around 10. I think when they lost.
After the loss,
Yeah.
where will they rank?
Yeah. 501 says, I disagree with head coach Marcus Freeman asking his team if they want to play. As a leader, you make the decision to play and show why the committee gets it wrong. Walking away, in my opinion, doesn't set the right tone for your team.
Well, they said they were going to be without the team, though.
Yeah, some of the key members.
A
will
lot
be
of them.
Opting out and getting ready for the NFL draft.
It was going to be a completely different looking team. Now, if you're in college football playoff, Jeremiah Love is playing. If you're playing in whatever bowl game, he's not playing.
501 says, Wes, I don't understand. What did the ACC do to Notre Dame? Well, the ACC got on social media and was basically a social media campaign showing why Miami should be in over Notre Dame, and that ruffled the feathers at Notre Dame because they play in the ACC in other sports, not football, but all the other sports. So they consider themselves as a contributor to the ACC conference.
And at one time, they played an ACC schedule
Was that the
in
COVID?
football.
Was that COVID year?
I think they did it more than once,
Was it?
though.
Okay. Notre Dame got out big dogged by Alabama, and they're not used to that. And now they are butthurt. Not everyone is Catholic. They screwed up putting Alabama in the playoff ahead of Notre Dame. I am 100% SEC all the way, but Alabama did not deserve to make the playoff. But I mean, I'm not an Alabama fan, but look, Alabama beat Georgia, the SEC champion. And they're not going to penalize a team for losing a conference championship game and kicking them out of the college football playoff. That sets a bad precedence because then it's like, well, why are we playing if we can lose what really matters going to the college football playoff by losing a conference championship game, what are we doing here?
Well,
if we're in already.
Conference championship games should matter, though. It shouldn't be a deal of, well, if you get to the conference championship, both teams, if they have good enough records, they're going to get in. That shouldn't be the case.
But it is. In the SEC, Big Ten, when those are power conferences like they've been the last couple of years, you make it to the championship game, that's enough. You're in. It's like that in basketball.
Yeah, but, I mean, BYU could state the same case. Not that they were inside the rankings. Not that they were inside the rankings.
Big Ten's not a power conference.
It's not about them.
Yeah, it is.
You said what? It's
They're
not
a power. They weren't a powerful conference this year. When you look at them, they weren't ranked like the SEC or the Big Ten. ACC was way down.
Well, if you want to say that they're not in the ACC, they're in Big 12. But if you want to say that, then every year there's going to be a focus on here's SEC and Big Ten. They're here, and they're away from every other conference.
Yes. Yes, until the Big Ten improves their play and does better in
Big
non-conference. Big 12, thank you. Until they do better in non-conference games and start – and a lot of it's reputation. I get it. But that's the fact.
BYU lost to one team, and they lost to them twice.
No, they have a great argument.
And it's one of the best teams in the country.
Number 4. They're getting a bye. BYU had a great argument too. This was a screwed up year. This was nothing like last year. 10-2 teams got left out. Good 10-2 teams got left out. BYU, Notre Dame, Vanderbilt.
It's
and
always
he even had 9-3 Texas trying to make a case.
It's always going to be the case, though. No matter what the number is, there are going to be teams that get left out, schools that get left out, and it simply comes down to the fact that they can choose whoever they want. It's not based on tiebreakers. Professional sports are based on tiebreakers. There are tiebreakers that get the spot for you, and not you're chosen by a committee or a group of people that say, this team is more deserving than this team.
Yeah, everything else is cut and dry. Back to the D3 Auto Sales text line. Seems like the same old problem each and every year, whether we have no playoff, 4-team playoff, 12-team playoff, there's not enough spots. It's not a true playoff system. Just say it. It's a selective system. That's what it is. They're selected. And you have a committee that's supposed to be the peers that know what they're doing, right?
Well, that's why it's always going to be like that. It doesn't matter what the number is. We talk about NCAA tournament, 68 teams. If they expanded to 90 and some of these big numbers they've been talking about, you're going to come to the end and say, well, these teams were deserving and they got snubbed. They got left out.
But as it gets larger, you get to the point where it's like, does it really matter? I mean, it's like the basketball. Does it really matter about the 68th team, 67?
Well, we hear arguments about it every year.
I know, but that's just what we do. People do. They just argue, and then it goes away after the first round of the tournament. No one cares anymore. Once you get up to 16, there's going to be years where you're looking at that 15th, 16th, 14th team, whatever it is they end up choosing. You're going to go, does it really matter? Are they really deserving? And is that team that's crying about it, are they really deserving? Is it that big of a deal?
Their fan base would say yes.
Sure.
It is a big deal.
But I think once you get a little bit larger, the outcry will diminish because it's going to be obvious that it's not a big deal that they didn't get in. They're not going to win this.
It's still going to be an argument. It would be.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. That's talk radio. It's going to be part of it. Georgia was back-to-back national champions and undefeated and lost to Bama in the conference championship game and got beat and didn't make the playoffs. The committee just does what they can do to get Bama in.
They do whatever they want to, when they want to, how they want to.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll take some more phone calls. Larry, I see you. We'll take your call as soon as we come back. We'll wrap this thing up. It's Out of Bounds.
Winter in Arkansas means more adventure and more savings when you book your lodging at Arkansas State Parks. Get 15% off your next stay at a state park lodge or cabin when you book now. Make your plans to get out and enjoy crisp hikes, family mountain bike rides, or cozy nights and incredible views by a lodge fire, all at big savings. Just use code WINTER15 at arkansasstateparks.com from now through February 3rd to save 15% on your stay. Some restrictions apply. See website for details.
Hi, this is Ted Upshaw from Accountable Roofing and Remodeling. Let us bring our over 30 years of experience to your next project. We are certified shingle masters, licensed, bonded, and insured. Are you one of the thousands of Arkansans who has received a non-renewal notice from your insurance company due to the age or condition of your roof? We can help. We offer multiple financing options from help with your deductible all the way down for zero down for the entire project. Call today for your free evaluation, 501-621-0500, or visit us at accountablerr.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Serious injuries happen every day.
If it happens to you, don't wait. Dial 8.
Dial 8 for Rainwater, Holt, and Sexton.
888-8888.
Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
We've got you covered, Arkansas.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton. Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-939-2525. That's 800-939-2525. 800-939-2525.
Legendary NFL referee Walt Coleman on Morning Mayhem this football season is brought to you by Sigma Supply Packaging Products, now a part of Brady Plus. If you're not using Sigma Supply for your packaging and shipping, you got low-grade product, man. Online at sigmasupply.com.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
All right, back at it. Let's wrap this up. Let's go to Larry in Lone Oak. What's up, Larry?
Hey, guys. Hey, I had a couple of thoughts. I wanted to ask you a few questions here.
Okay.
So, number one, who are the A-plus teams in college football? You got Alabama and Ohio State, and who else?
A-plus?
Yeah.
I throw Georgia in there.
Michigan.
Yeah. Ohio State. Oregon? Is Oregon A-plus?
They're right around
I would
this.
say they're maybe. I mean, I would put them in a solid A, but not A-plus like Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan. But you get it. There's like 4 of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole point of this. Because I was so rooting for Vanderbilt to get in and Alabama be left out because. Guys, I understand that they went to the championship game, but if they go and get throttled like they did, there's no they had 3 losses. There's no reason they should be in the playoffs. They should put Vanderbilt in. Notre Dame should have been in, and you left out either James Madison or Tulane. Left out one of them or both of them, and there's your playoff. Because all this shows to me is that teams like Arkansas, Michigan State, Utah, Texas Tech, all these other teams that are not the true blue bloods, that are not the big names, they don't stand a chance unless they go undefeated or have 1 loss. They don't have a chance to get in. So what they need to do is make 24 be your number, everybody play, and you just incorporate all the lower bowls, and you start with that. Get them off the playing at home. You incorporate the lower games, lower bowls, and you go from that. And in that way, you have all the lower bowls actually have people watching those games to make it more exciting. So that's what I want to see, guys.
Yeah, like 24, and they do that on FCS level. It's not too many. They make it work there. But the only hole in the argument about Vandy, Bama this year, Bama beat Vandy.
Mm-hmm. And if you had 24, guess who's in? James Madison and Tulane. They were both in the top 25.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, but you're the teams that feel like they really got snubbed, they're in.
Do you think Arizona can win a national championship?
Not right now.
USC?
They are capable, but no, not this year.
Utah, could they win a championship this year?
Probably not. But their defense keeps them in every game.
Those were 15, 16, and 17. If we were in the 16-team playoff, yes, there would be some debate over who got left out, who was in. But my point is,
if you shrink the field down, it's still going to be the same thing. You shrink it down.
But not this year. I mean, could Miami win this national championship?
Who's 12?
They're out. BYU.
No, who? No, I'm not. I'm saying in the current field, 12 seed.
James Madison.
Okay.
Well, but it's a given that we had to take them. That's the flaw in the system. Hey, today was fun. I appreciate all the calls and the texts. Stick around. Drive Time Sports featuring Harding is next.
In Little Rock Showrooms, that's Hawks Homes, has been serving Central Arkansas